All right, good evening, leapers and mentors, and welcome to yet another live training session at Leap 3.0. Right now, I can see 40 participants, and we are expecting at least 73. So many of our leapers still have not joined. So I would request the leapers, the leaders in the respective groups to quickly ping or call your team members so that by the time we start the session, we have 73. Now it's 7:17 and I'd like to say it's riddle time. I know we're all in a festive mood to celebrate Diwali, but I like to ask questions right at this point. So I'm going to throw riddles at all of you and feel free to unmute and give me the answer. I'm going to give you a time limit as well. So I'm setting a timer of 30 seconds, no, 45 seconds. I'll be lenient and give you 45 seconds to answer each riddle. So are we ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Some of them are easy, some are a little difficult, so it'll be jumbled out. So the first one is, what gets wetter the more it dries? What
Pond.
gets wetter? Sorry?
Pond.
No.
A towel.
Okay, I
A
can
towel.
the towel was the
towel.
answer that I was
Bathtub.
looking for, but even sponge, yeah, works. Fantastic. I have a head and a tail, but no body.
Coin.
Oh, fantastic. I didn't finish the question, but fantastic. Srihari, I guess. Said coin. That's right. I can be cracked. I can be made. I can be told. I can be played. What am I? I can be cracked.
Husband.
I can be.
Or maybe a joke.
That's right, Archana. It's a joke. So, a joke can be cracked, made, told, or played. Fantastic. I'm light as a feather, yet the strongest person can't hold me for more than a minute.
A breath.
Dead.
Yes, a breath is correct. What has to be broken before you can use it?
Coconut. Eggs.
Egg.
Okay, coconut,
Alien.
fine. But egg, yes, has to be broken. What begins with a T, ends with a T, and is full of tea?
Teapot.
Teapot, right. Last three. What goes up but never comes down?
Age.
Age.
Correct. What has hands but can't clap?
Clock.
Clock.
That's right. What can travel around the world while staying in one corner?
Stamp.
Okay. Srihari is good at it. Since you answered so well, I'm going to give you one more.
Gossip
What comes?
Daryl.
That's a nice one, Bharati ma'am. What comes once in a minute, twice in a moment, but never in 1,000 years?
The letter M.
That's correct, Supriya. I think we can give each of you a huge round of applause for being so sporting, answering those riddles well before my timer could even start. And I hope you all had fun in the process. On that note, once again, warm welcome and a few ground rules before we start. Please ensure you're on mute throughout the session unless you have to speak, right? Please be on video. This is an online environment, and I'm sure our facilitator would also love to see and interact with all of you. So please come on video as soon as possible when you can. I hope you have also joined from a place of good internet connectivity and your workbooks are open because we are in for a session of learning. Also, please rename yourself as per your Leap ID. So if I was, say, Bharatwaj, my group is 2 and I'm number 10. So 02_10_ Bharatwaj as my name. On that note, I'm now happy to hand over the proceedings to someone who has been in Toastmasters for more than 12 years. She started her journey in District 105 in Dubai and now is a pioneer in District 121 as our Leap Chair. She has chartered clubs, served in district officer roles. Well, what has she not done? That's a question I ask each one of you. Please put your hands together and welcome our Leap Chair, a professional public speaker, a published author, distinguished Toastmaster, Jyotika Shetty.
Thank you very much, Daryl. Thank you very much, and a warm good evening to my dear leapers and mentors. Now, I don't know if the LEAP program has made you all smart or whether it's the presence of Srihari here. I'd like to say the LEAP has made you all smarter and therefore you all could answer all those questions. But Srihari, I think you took the first prize there because you answered most of them. A warm good evening to all of you once again, and we are back with yet another scintillating session with our professor, Dr. Swaminathan Sabesan. A warm welcome to you, Dr. Swaminathan Sabesan, and it's truly an honor and pleasure to have you again with us. So last week, we had a panel discussion, and we had about 125 people from District 121 and beyond who were here. Now, how many of you really enjoyed the session? Okay, I believe Karthik didn't enjoy the session, so his hands are not up. Lata didn't enjoy the session, so y'all did. I mean, it's like, okay, fine, you're saying that, so I'm lifting my hand. All right. Now, one thing that I would request you to do is that if you'll have enjoyed the session, do a bit of reflection, write down what you have enjoyed, and that's good for you to go back and learn. Also, you could use your LinkedIn profile to go and share those notes because that will also help people who are following you to understand leadership better. So knowledge shared is knowledge gained and you become better at it. Now, last week, I had the opportunity to talk to a few leapers. Essentially, they are the current team leaders. It was a great opportunity for me to discuss various things with them. There was one common pattern that I saw, or I heard, the feedback that I heard, is that most of the leapers are finding it difficult to submit assignments on time. I can see the smile. So I know it's true. And most of them say, we do it at the last minute. I'm like, okay, but we can't do it on time. What is on time? We don't ask you to do it on a Wednesday evening. Don't burn the midnight oil and do the assignment. You have a Thursday, you have a Friday, you have a Saturday, and then you submit on a Sunday. Now, how many of you think this talks about prioritizing things? We learned it last month, right, about prioritizing. I mean, if there was something really urgent, something to do with our academics or our office, would you say the same thing? Probably we wouldn't. But LEAP probably is something that we could throw in the back burner. Now, I want you to think a little bit differently as far as LEAP is concerned. And probably shift your mind from LEAP being something that you have to tick the box for, attend it on time, be here on time, we have to tick the attendance, we have to submit the assignments on time, we have to get those tick boxes done at the end of the month. Honestly, LEAP is not about those tick boxes. LEAP is about leadership, and LEAP is about that underlying habit formation that we have to get used to. Because being a leader is not about someone coming and telling you, hey, listen, this is what you have to do and you'll get 2 brownie points for this. Tomorrow, when you want to become a leader, or many of you are already in leadership positions. And I keep repeating that discipline, responsibility, accountability are the magic words. I also got to speak to a couple of them who are finding it difficult to create habits. So if you actually look at it, submitting those assignments is not about not finding time. It's about forming those habits, which will go a long way in making you an efficient leader. So the way I look at LEAP 3.0 is not about ticking the boxes. It's not about submitting those assignments. It's about how much of habit have you been able to inculcate or form to become a better leader? How much of mind control do you have? How much of personality are you able to shift to enable that shift in your personality to become a better leader? Because at the end of the day, I mean, even after a couple of months down the line, or even a couple of years down the line, it is you who are going to be accountable for your growth and nobody else. There'll be no Jyotika, there'll be no, we're going to be around, but there'll be no LEAP 3.2 will not be here to send you reminders. The 10 mentors are not going to be here to send you reminders. It will be only you, with you, and you against you. So the decision is yours. All I'm going to say is shift your mindset a little bit and think, is this the tick box or the check box that I'm going to do in the Leap 3.0 journey? Or is it an opportunity for me to shift those hard habits that I am so accustomed to that I'm not able to do? Think about it, and you'll be able to find that answer and do that shift. In fact, today's session that we have, turning adversity into advantage through the lens of emotional intelligence, is going to help you do that. And I'm so happy that I got to speak with all of you at the right time. And Dr. Sabesan is going to come here with techniques and his knowledge and wisdom that he's going to share with you. And perhaps, and I'm very sure, it's not perhaps, I'm very sure this is definitely going to enable you to submit your assignments on time, qualify and create those habits or create those evidences to yourself that yes, you can do it. So today we have with us this gentleman who is beyond the subject that he speaks. Personally, for me, in this Leap 3.0 journey, I consider him as a blessing. And because he's someone who has walked that extra mile, and in just these few weeks, he's already walked those 1,000 miles with us beyond what he should be doing. He's here as a guide, a mentor, and so much more. Dr. Sabesan is a leadership and emotional intelligence coach with more than 30 years of experience in helping organizations unlock leadership potential, strengthen team morale, and foster high-trust workplace cultures. There are some more things that I'm going to talk about, but that I'll leave it to the last towards the end because they are also essential. But for now, I can't wait to welcome Dr. Sabesan onto the screen, and I request each one of you to put your hands together and help me welcome with a thundering round of applause, Dr. Swaminathan Sabesan. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Jyoti, and I'm super delighted and super privileged to be part of this great Leap 3.0, undoubtedly. The reason being, this program has been conceived with lot of commitment, dedication, what else and what not. I think that's the way I should be able to put it. Not 1 hour, several hours of hard effort have been put into, and that actually gets demonstrated in every session that comes one after the another. I think I should compliment Jyotika for her incredible efforts in making this, and she is creating a real legacy for another 100 years. As far as Toastmasters Club going to exist, people will ever remember Jyotika Shetty's, what I could say, seminal contribution in this. I think there's no need for me to, what I could say, praise her or flatter her. I mean it because I'm seeing her all the time, what I could say, thinking only about leap alone in all the conversations, right? Okay, fair enough. So regarding this topic, I think Jyotika has very clearly put it. It's from turning adversity into advantage from the lens of emotional intelligence. Even though you had a sneak preview on emotional intelligence in the first session itself, but really I would like to deep dive into the domain of EI, because EI is very, very close to my heart like that. In fact, I was able to work with several leaders, helping them manage their emotions, helping them, what I could say, show the right type of empathy to all the stakeholders and things like that. So emotional intelligence is very, very close to my topic. So we are able to have this topic, adversity to advantage, from the lens of EI. Okay, fair. Now, friends, let us quickly look into the objectives of today's session. The objectives are many in number, but we don't want to leave no stone unturned. So tomorrow you should not know, this has not been touched, this has not been discussed like that. So I have put almost 8 objectives for the today's session. You'll be really wondering, but all 8 objectives are very, very interesting. The first one is, what is adversity all about? What is the meaning of adversity from our perspective, right? And what are the typical fixed mindset reactions to the adversity? Number 2, I will also help you raise your awareness, self-awareness about your adversity quotient just through a small mini assessment, which we are going to do that. And you'll also hear a lot of stories from the corporate and also from literature, from history, and also from various personas. And thereby you'll be able to know how they were able to weather adversity, manage adversity, and things of that kind. And most importantly, uh, if the discussion on adversity is not complete if you don't talk about resilience and grit. So we are going to introduce a new concept called resilience and grit. And you will also be able to know who are all the leaders who have demonstrated resilience and grit in managing the adversities, challenges, and how they have converted challenges into opportunities and advantage. Uh, More importantly, I think this is all the real topic comes here. The role of emotional intelligence in managing and navigating adversity, how reframing really transform the moments of breakdown into powerful breakthrough. I think this is very, very important, how reframing really changes. Then corporate applications of adversity to advantage for sustainable success. Last is how empowered self-talk and affirmations can strengthen emotional resilience and leadership. So these are the 8 objectives that I have set for myself. Very ambitious, audacious, but definitely I will make all efforts to ensure that we will be able to reach those, achieve these objectives at the end of the session. So, ladies and gentlemen, I really want to ask you this very fundamental question. Out of these 8 objectives, which of the objectives do you think that you would like me to explore more in today's session? Probably you can mention the number in the chat box, the objective number. It can be 3, it can be 4, or it can be 5. You want me to discuss more. I'm going to touch upon all the 8, no doubt on that. You want, yes, give more focus on this so that I can just, what I could say, give less focus to the other areas and give more focus to the areas what you recommend. Jyoti ji, you must help me if you have
Yes.
got the, yes, in the
Yes.
chat box.
So 4, 5, 7, 8, I think almost all. So pretty much it's leaning towards 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that the second off. In other words, the
Yes.
second off. The
Yes.
first 3 off, I think the 2 is very, very important because everyone wants to know where they stand in terms of that. And similarly, 3 is all about stories only. I will quickly pass through. I don't want to get into those details. And probably 1 probably will spend some time on that. Okay, fair. Thanks, Jyotika, for giving the, what I could say, the people's, what I could say, preferences. Okay. Now, let me just ask this question. It may look stupid to ask this question to all of you, meaning that everyone knows about it, but we have got some challenge in defining it in our own way. So, according to you, what do you mean by the term adversity? I want you to tell in one word, and Jyotika has to help me. What are all the various words that our people have said about adversity? Just in one word, your understanding. There
Sure.
is no right answer or anything like that. Give your answer. That's all.
Crisis, obstacle, challenges,
Very nice.
setbacks, unexpected thing, difficulties, lack of knowledge, misfortune, blockers, critical situation,
Wow.
a difficult situation, challenge, health problems,
Very nice.
uncomfortable situation,
Okay. I think
unfavorable circumstance.
first class. Fair enough. I think plethora of responses from all. Really appreciate and compliment everyone. So adversity is basically a setback. It's a setback, that's all. You have eclipse there. It's again eclipse. I think I remember Francis Bacon who said, truth can be eclipsed, but can never be extinguished. Truth can be eclipsed, but can never be extinguished. Francis Bacon. So adversities, everyone undergoes adversity. Even the mother undergoes adversity at the time of giving birth to a baby. The baby is also undergoing adversity when it comes from the mother's fetus to the world. And we also experience adversity when we move from one to the another, childhood to the adolescence, adolescence to the adult, adult to the old age. So every transition will be some form of adversity, changes, and all that stuff like that. Now, the adversity can come from the personal level, it can be professional, it can be health and things. In fact, one of the persons said about the health also, and also relationship. Right. Now, I really want to ask this question. Have you faced any challenges in the recent times? Have you faced any challenges in the recent times? Say yes or no. I think that is fine. I don't want to ask what is the challenge. I don't want to ask yes or no. Just I want you to just acknowledge that.
Yeah,
Really,
we
I like.
have
Yes.
we have 100% yes here.
Okay, very good, very good, fine. So I always love this statement of William Arthur, right? Adversity causes some people to break, but others to break records. I think that's the way I want everyone. We have to break the record, right? And we will talk about several personas and legends who have made that. Now I'm going to ask this question. Well, while all have said you have had adversities. Uh, can you think of any one recent adversity you have faced at work or at life? What are all the emotions that actually surfaced when you had that adversity, and how did you respond? I think there are three parts to this question, but I want you to pause for say 30 seconds and then quickly give your response. All one word, like I don't want you to write longs and it will be very challenging. It will be an adversity for Jyotika to read everything and give answers for all the things. It will be very difficult. Just all one word. Brevity is the soul of wit. Can you please do that?
Helplessness, anger, challenged and came out of it. Again, helpless, horrified. I'm not naming them. I'm just reading the response. Frustration, slighted, irritation, anxiety. Initially started, why me? Felt
Wow.
like broken. And every time I set routines, a setback hits. Feel low, anxious, anger, self-doubt, failure, anxiety, demotivated, thought of a long-term success, fear, overwhelmed, run away, work, adversity, helplessness, helpless, response, reached out. Okay, adversity was helpless, response was reached out, and angry and frustration, helpless, face challenges, regret patiently, helpless, frustrated, managed to come out of it, blank out, angry, fear of failure, lack of confidence, self-doubt, sometime uncertainty, why me, frustration, response, waited it out.
Wow. I think
Calm and think, yes.
okay,
Yeah.
very good, very good. These are all the typical emotional reactions that all of us experience, undoubtedly. But it all put in different words. That's all. So usual kind of scenarios that what many people undergo personal setbacks, right? Particularly from the personal life perspective, career setback is very, very common. Very, very common. I think most of you would have seen that where it's a huge loss of job. I have not performed. So people gave me the company gave a pink slip. I need to leave the company, right? I have been expecting promotion. I did not get the promotion. It was a very big adversity. You get the shock, right? And even role misfit. Actually, I was not even given a clear role at all. And then, but I have to perform complete ambiguity. It's a great adversity rather. In fact, I really want to tell one of the clients which I am working closely, a guy has been appointed as the, what I could say, marketing head. And there is no, whereas the operation team and the is not at all cooperating in giving any kind of information to the marketing team, particularly the price of the product, nothing, right? They send the data directly to the customer. And this guy, when he's going to, he's experiencing huge adversity, and then he's having that kind of problem. Even he has gone and reported, flagged off to CEO also. You get my point, what I'm saying? So he's really in a big state of adversity. Now he's toying with the idea, this is not a place that I could work. Immediately started looking for Naukri, jobmonster.com, and then slowly, steadily, silently, he will just leave the job. I'm 100%, I'm sure of that. So this is all with reference from a corporate perspective. Regarding the health challenges, particularly certain illnesses such as cancer, a huge shock, right? Not to the person who is experiencing the cancer, but the immediate significant others, the immediate family members. They experience that adversity so much. How I will be able to overcome that. I think that is very, very common. You could be able to see that, right? Physical issues, mental health issues, particularly when we were having the COVID 5 years back, you could see that adversity. Every family has got this kind of health setbacks. Elders to the, what I could say, even middle-aged people, children, like that. I need not explain more. Then similarly, relationship strain, the shelf life of marriage is very, very limited. It's only in terms of year. Supposing you are, one person says, I am in a joint family. Oh, you are living in a joint family in 2025. Very strange and weird. No, I'm living with my wife for the last 15 years. That itself is a joint family. I think that's the way it goes like that. Okay. Getting married is a desire, right? Staying together for another 10 years, 15 years is a greed. I think that's what many people say, right? It's not desire, it's a greed. That's what it goes about, right? So financial hardships, again, major adversity. Many people, right, have always think about how can I manage the cash inflow? What will happen? What will happen? Most of the time, people I have been working closely with 25 to 35 and again 50, 55 also, both spectrum. I could say people think about the financial, they have financial worries so much, right? Particularly they are not in a government sector where most of them have taken a conscious choice to enter into the private sector as a source of employment. I think most of us in the group, very rarely here in these 70 people, probably 5 or 10 would be working for government. Most of them are either working for private or have their own startups and entrepreneurial journey. Very, very limited. So unless you take care of the financial health well in advance, you tend to experience adversity and then you have all this kind of struggle. Then failure or rejections, right? I think you must be knowing several authors have faced a lot of rejections. This particular book that most of us, there are several authors. In fact, I will share it once it strikes my mind like that. Harry Potter, right? The author, I think, who is the author of Harry Potter?
J.K. Rowling.
J.K. Rowling. He faced, in fact, he was rejected more than 20 to 30 times by all the publishers. I do not know if you have gone through the story of J.K. Rowling, right? And rejections are there. Startup founder facing a lot of rejections there. Loss and grief, the coping with the death of a loved one. The grief portion is what I could say beyond words. I think it will take a lot of time for them to come out of it. Then purpose crisis, right? I am undervalued. I'm disconnected from the purpose. Where am I? I'm clueless. I said these are all some of the typical kind of reactions or probably type of adversity that we tend to what I could say grapple with. I just put that so that you will get a complete balcony view of the different types of anxiety. So what are your typical common reactions to adversity? There are 3 types of reactions. One is fight response, flight response, and freeze. Fight, flight, freeze. These are the typical reactions. And emotional reactions, I think all of you have put it very nicely. Frustration, anger, anxiety, disappointment, dejected, frustrated. I think so many things were there, which you were able to put it very clearly on that. So all these things, my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, your mindset is actually influencing all your response. If you have a growth mindset, you will be able to quickly reframe the current problem into opportunities. If you have the growth mindset, you will be able to reframe what I could say, convert the obstacle into opportunity, right? Calamity into advantage so easily. That is why we say pessimist is one who considers every opportunity as a calamity. On the other hand, optimist will consider even calamity as an opportunity. In that way, optimist and pessimist differ from the way. It's all because of the mindset that actually fuels. If you operates from growth mindset, everything from advantage. If you operates from what I could say the fixed mindset, everything will be a problem. Okay. Now let us quickly look into the adversity quotient. I think if you are you ready for taking up this assessment? It's a very mini assessment. It's not 30, 40 statements, 50, 100, not in that way. Just only 10 statements, 5-point scale. One means rarely true, then 2 is occasionally true, and 3 is sometimes or undecided. 4th is often true, and 5th is always true or almost true, like that, right? In that way. So these are all the 10 statements. So put the number 1, put it as either 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 means almost always, 1 means rarely true. But what is important is don't think too much to every statement so that social desirability should not come in the way. What is your first response? What is your first reaction response? You immediately put it like that. Immediate reaction. Your first reaction is more authentic, more reliable, more valid. Quickly you can go through and then total the score. I'll give you 3 minutes for that, 3 to 4 minutes for that. Hope the letters are visible to everyone. It's not small or anything. I've kept it in a very bigger font, so it will be easy for you to respond. If all have done, means tell me, we'll go to the next slide. I just wait for your command.
Peoples are posting their scores, Dr. Sabesan.
Okay, that means I will move to the next slide. So
Yes.
before we go to the scoring, since me being a person who have got flair for psychometrics, right? I really want to say probably additional insights. When you construct a tool, right, the statements should be completely free from ambiguity. Very, very important. If the statements are ambiguous, people really are put into great discomfort. Even you should not ask a leading question also. You should not ask a leading question in the actual psychometric assessment, if particularly if it's a questionnaire. Suppose, say, for instance, have you stopped beating your spouse? Yes or no? What is your response? Have you stopped beating your spouse? What answer will you give? If you have a close response, yes or no, you will not be able to say this or that, right? If you say yes means so long he has been, what I could say, beating. No means he'll continue to beat like that. So the text constructor should be very, very super clear, making the statements as simple as possible. But there is also one limitation I'm seeing in this particular mini assessment. All are all towards positives. If you just look at the entire 10 statements, all are all positive statements only. So there's a tendency for people to choose 4 and 5 more frequently. So I am able to predict well in advance. I'm able- Okay. I'm able to predict very clearly, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, most of your scores would be above what I could say 40, 100%. I have not seen your score, Jyotika. I have not even seen your chat also, right? My hypothesis. My hypothesis.
It's an average, I think, would be around 30, 35. So we have most of them around 30s, I think, 32, 35. We still have 40s as well, but 38, 35, 38. Yeah.
Very good. So 30 to 40, I think you have put it in a very, in fact, I want to compliment the entire leapers here. Very, I'm happy about it. I was thinking that your scores would be, minimum score would be 40 and then go up to 50 like that. I think, Jyotiji, I think our audience is phenomenal, incredible. They gave the real, authentic, genuine response. I think you are really an exception, this particular group. Okay, really happy about it. So if your scores are 41 to 50, you are highly resilient, agile, right? You can thrive under adversity. 31 to 40 is more generally adaptive, right? With scope for huge reflection if your scores are 31 to 40. 21 to 30, anybody there, Jyotika ji? Not much? One or two?
One
Okay.
we have.
Okay. In fact, I appreciate the person who has given so candid response. I think we should definitely applaud that person for the genuineness, not even become a victim to social disability. That person told what is really true to themselves, immediate kind of reaction. I really appreciate from the bottom of my heart.
We in fact have someone at 16 also.
Oh, I see. I see.
22,
Okay.
23. Yes, we do have around 20.
Okay, very nice, very nice. That means it goes like a normal probability curve. I think at the one end, you could see this extreme and that extreme, and 30 to 45 comes in the middle, right? I'm talking about the statistics here. At one side, this one low and the other side high like that. Anyway, nevertheless, you know what does each score mean? What does each score mean? Anyway, people who have got low scores, they can always probably chat with me, have a private message. We can definitely talk about. I can even understand what kind of adversity that you had recently, where you found time to manage that, grapple that. I'm ready to support those people, right? But what is important, my dear friends, is everyone experiences adversity. How quickly you recover from that is the real important point. Turning adversity into advantage is a very broad 30,000 feet statement. It's a motherhood statement rather. But what is important is how quickly you are recovering. What about the renewal phase? I think that is what I really want to spend time on that. This is very important. I want you to look at it very carefully. See, when you talk about adversity, right, it could be job loss, it could be what I could say toxic environment, right, the work environment where you can't even manage the boss. People don't leave the company, they leave the bosses, continuous failures and all that stuff coming upon. So what I should say is failure is only a feedback. Failure is not fatal. Failure is not failure. Failure is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is only a feedback. I think that's the way you should. But there are few people who take lot of months, weeks, months and years to recover from the actual trauma and challenge what they have experienced. Even regarding bereavement also. You could see in those days, they took long time for people to get over from the bereavement, unlike the present times. You could see that when we are all growing up years, probably Jyotika may be able to relate to that. It took long years for the people to, what I could say, overcome, come into terms with the loss. Years, slowly. But nowadays, all of us have got that resilience, they got that grit, they're able to bounce back quickly from that. You could see that. Life means there is birth and death, which they're able to say. In those days, it was not like that. It was not acceptable. They can't even, why death comes to me? I think I need to necessarily spend time here in this. But we need to reframe ourselves. When any individual is born, definitely birth means the end should be the death. When there is date of birth, there is also date of death, which you may not know, the others will know. But nevertheless, we should be able to accept the inevitable. We have to accept the unexpected also. That's what I would like to say. mindset orientation is what is really important. The growth mindset shortens the recovery. Fixed mindset prolongs the recovery. You get my point? Very, very important. I want you to take this as a takeaway. Growth mindset shortens the recovery. Fixed mindset prolongs it. That's why I put it in yellow. Even few of you have said that. Why me? Why me? Why me? I think that's the statement that should immediately remove from their lexicon. What can I learn? What can I do next? How can I just bounce back? How can I bounce forward? I think that's the way one should be able to approach when there is adversity. So this will all help in what I could say in speeding up the recovery time. From the emotional intelligence perspective, self-awareness, regulation, empathy will all accelerate recovery. As a result of it, the people will be able to move from reaction to reflection, reflection to reorientation. I think that's the way many leaders tend to go. You need social support. You need sense of purpose. Actually, I want you to go through Viktor Frankl's Search for Meaning, a phenomenal book. You must necessarily go through that. You'll be able to understand the power of purpose there, all that stuff, and how the purpose was able to transform the suffering and difficulties into endurance like that. And finally, I really want to touch upon this. Self-care is very, very, very important. Many people put the self-care under the back burner. Self-care is not selfish. Self-care is not selfish. It is actually our prerogative. It is our birthright. Many people always put others as the number one in helping them like that, but it should not be the case. As I said earlier, I don't know whether I have said this group, long hours of work is not a badge of honor. It's a symptom of self-neglect. Long hours of work is not a badge of honor. It's a symptom of self-neglect. Though I have been preaching to others, but I never follow it in my lifetime. In fact, I have been continuous requests from what I could say, Reenu, that Dr. Sabesan, I think you are completely sleep deprived like that kind of. So I have been getting yawn from her frequently. So self-care is very, very important. Hope you would have found this particular area. I think this particular aspect very, very useful to you. I don't want to just skip it. Question for reflection is, what is your frequency of recovering from setback? I want you to tell me, will it be a day, or it will be week, or it will be a month, or it will be year? I want you to put it in the chat box. Individuals vary. There's no one size fits all menu for this. Each one varies from, does each one's response vary from one another?
Do you want me to read it, Dr.
Yeah,
Sabesan?
please.
Okay.
It will really
So,
help me.
Yes, month and year/year. Then 1 year. Our mentor Pandey says hours. Supriya says a few days or weeks. Then it depends on situation, 3 to 4 days. Depends on the setbacks. Week.
Absolutely.
Depends on the issue. Post tea break.
Absolutely.
Less
Makes
than a
sense.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes
Depends
sense.
on the depends on
Makes
the setback days. It depends on task. I think mostly people say depend. Members say it depends.
Absolutely. I think I don't want to put all those things like it'll inconvenience them like that. That's why I put the general question. But what we understood was people's recovery time varies from one another. It all depends upon the type of setback what they are undergoing like that. I think that is very, very important, right? Supposing you have been asked to leave the company, the person is experiencing huge setback. Probably it takes lot of time to recover unless he gets a new job. Till such time, it may go for weeks, months, and things like that. So it varies from person to person. But why I pose this question is, if you take longer time, I would like you to know the tips and tricks, tools and templates, so that you will be able to quickly recover from that within hours time. That's what I really wanted to touch upon. Really, in this context, I'm reminded of one brilliant character, very nice character from mythology. Can you please can anyone be my mind voice? Which character I really want to talk about for what I could say, a person who have got very less recovery time?
Arjuna on the field of battle when he loses Abhimanyu in Chakravyuha.
Arjuna is a good answer, but I would say Lord Rama, because he was totally unperturbed when he was asked to go to forest for 14 years. He said, okay, but modern Rama will not be able to immediately accept, why should I like that? Send you my sister, send my brother, someone like that, why me? Right? Even modern, what I could say, Ram and Sita will be different. In those days, that Rama said, please jump to the fire and then prove that you are immaculate and known for virginity like that. Jump to the fire. And Sita, what I could say, sincerely complied to, I don't want to put the obedience, sincerely complied to what Rama said. But modern Rama and modern Sita, if you take that example, Sita will say, you also lived alone. I also lived alone. Why I? Let both of us hold hands together. Both of us can jump to the fire. Are you ready? That's what modern Sita will ask modern Rama. Right. Just what I could say, jokes apart. What I'm saying is I reminded of Rama because he was able to quickly recover. He did not say, okay, yes, let me just move on. Kind of. Fine. Now, first reaction would be shock to everyone. Turbulence, emotional turbulence. I think the person has to experience it. I don't have words to experience the emotional turbulence. It all depends on the type of setback, right? People will be the denial mode. No, 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 it has not happened to me. Say, for instance, I'm diagnosed with cancer. Then again, stage 2, stage 3. No, I can't. I cannot. I cannot. I think you have to talk to the cancer survivors' family, how they have undergone this kind of turbulence, denial, withdrawal. You'll be able to see that. That's the biggest adversity from the health perspective. Withdrawal. Second is, slowly after few days later, it has happened to me. What next? What can I do now so that I'll be able to get the right type of treatment? Understanding what happened, extracting meaning. This is what I call it as reorientation and reflection, or probably reflection and reorientation. I think both are correct, reflection and reorientation. Third, renewal and growth. Integrating all the lessons, and then how you will be able to emerge strong, stronger, brave, braver with all that kind of strength. This is what you call it as the recovery to growth. Jyotika ji, I'm only focusing on adversity. I have not come to that emotional intelligence as I really want to dissect this and give a complete perspective on that, so that they will find this useful whenever they have it. At least they'll be able to remember the session, what they had. It will come in handy at that point of time. That's why I'm spending time. Time frames vary, as you rightly says. For some people, hours to days, days to weeks, weeks to months. Major adversity, trauma, loss, burnout, depending on the severity of that. As it was rightly said, resilience is not just about speed of recovery, it's about depth of renewal. It's not bouncing back, it is bouncing forward. It's all about bouncing forward, not bouncing back. It's not feedback, it is feed forward. Many people use the term feedback. Feedback is all about the past. Feed forward is how I can help the individual to probably how to make performance into purpose. Right? How I can be able to make the person move from potential to performance, performance to purpose, like that. Okay, fine. Reflective questions. When you are undergoing that kind of adversity, what emotions are you experiencing? And what are they teaching you? I want you to reflect upon. Which type of strength actually comes in handy to overcome that adversity? Is it the patience? Is it the endurance? Or the value of, right, never say die attitude? What is that? The grit is coming. Which is coming to your help to endure that adversity? How can I transform the setback into a source of wisdom or service? I want you to ask this question to yourself when you are experiencing it. That's what I would like to urge every one of you. Now here, my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately in India, I have to say this, whereas in Europe, US, and other countries, They always go and ask for professional help. But here, asking for professional help is considered to be a taboo, the two on mental health issues. They don't even want to talk to anyone. They don't want to confide. They don't want to disclose. They don't want to share. They all put their problems inside. Even when they are experiencing adversity, still they are able to keeping it to themselves. As a mental health professional, I always urge every one of you, whenever you have any issue, go and ask for professional help. Don't actually suffer in silence. I repeat, don't suffer in silence. If anybody in this group who have got any kind of mental health challenges, please reach me out. I am always there to help you. First and foremost, I would like to listen to your issues, difficulties, concerns, problems, challenges, setback. I'm able to listen. If the issue is beyond my understanding, beyond my realm of competence, I'll be able to refer you to the right type of professional helper for you. You get my point, what I'm saying? There are certain issues where I cannot handle. There are certain issues which I cannot handle. Only probably trained people can handle. But I can definitely do the proper referral service for it, because this topic is all about adversity. And if I don't talk about professional referral services, I'm doing injustice to the profession, what I have been practicing rather. So, are you really comfortable for asking help? How many of you, if you are comfortable asking for help, say yes in the chat box.
We have almost all say yes.
Very nice. Great. Great.
One leaper says not always. So far, no. Now it turns as yes.
Very nice. Great to hear that.
Yes.
Great to hear that. Great to hear that. We have to ask for professional help even when it's related to mental health issues. I really want, actually, my current divine calling, in fact, I have spoken to Jyotika many times on that. Certain things are all divine calling. I really want to destigmatize mental health across the Indian ecosystem, right? Whatever efforts that I can be able to put it between my work, around my work, I'm always ready to do that. Destigmatize mental health and then really dispel many myths surrounding the mental health and things like that. And then ask people, empower people to go and then seek the professional help. Not to me, but to the right type of helper. That's what I'm saying. Fine. Having said about the personal side, I really want to talk about the corporate angle because it's meant for leaders. So market slowdown, particularly what we call it as recession, we call it as even COVID times, you could see all companies invariably experience huge adversity. You will all agree with me. When COVID was pronounced in India 4 years back, every company reacted in a different way on day one. Then after some time, even none of us really knew how long this would continue. But within a week's time, within a month's time, every company was able to come out with the risk mitigation strategies, everything like that, and they were able to manage it. They were able to manage it. It's all through that lens of emotional intelligence and also from growth mindset perspective, right? Forces affecting profitability, market shares, sustainability, right? Completely turnaround happened within a year time, within 2 years, 3 years like that. That even we introduced work from home, but for COVID, work from home would not have been so prevalent with all of us, right? Then similarly, leadership crisis, Enron issue, you must have heard about, Satyam scandal, you must have heard about. These are all ethical crises. I don't want to tell that, right? Likewise, organizational restructuring, Nokia's transition, you must have heard about. IBM's reinvention, right? Completely moved from computer to that of hardware services to consulting. IBM has moved. Codex failure, HMT, I think most of you are from Bangalore. HMT did not change to the changing times. It did not go for the right type of paradigm shift, whereas Titan took that and took that prime mover advantage. Now Titan considered to be as the #1 monopoly in the watch market, whereas HMT was completely wiped out from the, what I could say, the minds of the customers. In those days, everyone knows about HMT, but Even the current Gen Z generation does not know what is HMT, Hindustan Machine Tools. In fact, it's the address of Bangalore rather than the other way around. Technological disruption, then workplace conflict, burnout, operational adversity, fire in the major plant, semiconductor shortage will be a big problem in automobile sector, manufacturing. So these are all the types of adversity. I just want to get a glimpse of all those from a corporate perspective, because I don't want to just talk only the personal alone. I want to give that, what I could say, corporate lens. I really want to ask you this question. Who is your hero? Not the real hero. You should not say Shah Rukh Khan. You should not say, right, Gopi, or probably you should not say Mammootty, or you should not say Rajinikanth. I want, who is your real hero? And the real hero, right, is, I wanted to first put it in the chat box. Who is your hero? Jyotika, I think it will be very interesting to know who are all their
Yes,
heroes.
I'll read it. Dr. APG, my father, myself,
Oh,
my father, my best
Uh.
friend, coach, my brother, my mother, Narendra Modi, my uncle, my father, online. Okay, sorry, it's all confused here. Why is it? Okay, my brother, my grandfather. I am my hero. That's what Bharadwaj says. My spouse,
wow, very nice.
me and my
Real-
father, my
Mm,
husband.
Very good.
Christina
good.
Kushmik is someone who has influenced me a lot.
Okay.
My son,
Wow.
my mom,
Interesting. Okay,
my
very good.
dad.
Very good. So thanks, dear friends, for putting that. But more importantly, does he or she faces challenges in his life, right? What are those challenges? And probably you can enter your response in the chat box. Probably one word, right? For instance, my father, right? Financial setbacks. But he was able to overcome it through, by reframing it, by following the right best practice such as frugality, spending money when it is required, when it matters, like that. So like that, you can, if you are able to write, you can just write it. Otherwise, you can even reflect it also. Not necessarily that you have to write, but I really want you to feel who are all the people whom you admire, whom you always look up to. They are also people who undergone, who have actually weathered all those adversities, and then they were able to convert or transform those adversities into advantage. Only from that perspective, I just want you to take up this activity. Nothing more, nothing less, right? They would have definitely converted problems into opportunities and adversities into advantage. Okay, fair.
Should I read
Now,
it out?
yeah, please.
Yeah.
I'm more than
Okay.
happy to hear. Yes.
Right. So Rosmi says, Mom, without any support, strive to look after family, stay strong.
Wow.
Shilparajan says, Christina is very open about the challenges she faced, and her book, Hold On, but don't hold still, is what influenced me. Sunil says health issues which we addressed with the right medical help and help to come back to near normal life.
Very nice. Good. Put to go, Jyoti. Anything else you want to read?
Srihari says, my coach showed me discipline, might not fix the challenge, but will give the strength to face it. Lata says, Mom, her action speaks more than words, being resilient in adversity, bringing
Wow.
up 3 daughters. Bharadwaj says, I have come out of COVID deathbed and stood where I am. Sibram says, family challenge as elder son after father passed away.
Oh.
Kalai Selvi says, Mom, stood strong when faced family members. Stay strong when faced family members are hospitalized for years. Shruti says, balancing family and growth at work with delegation and dedication. That's it.
Very nice. See, while they are narrating about their family members and even others, not only they are narrating, they are also acknowledging and showing their gratefulness, gratitude also, it's coming here. Even though we are not asking them to whom you are grateful to, but the gratefulness actually comes here in everyone's, what I could say, observations. I think that we can't dismiss that here. I think it's coming out very clearly across the responses. Very good. Thank you so much, my dear friends. Now, let us all look at the legends who have converted adversity into advantage. Let us see who are all the legends. There are several legends. For the want of space, I only included few people. I found that they made a big difference to my understanding. Anyone can have a wild guess about who this gentleman is, unless you see those Google images so frequently, or probably would have read about him, or
Who invented the bulb?
fantastic, fantastic, great. I think Jyotika, on my behalf, you can just show some emojis to our friend, some kind of emojis. Very nice. Thomas Alva Edison, right? Very nice. Who has said that? I really want to know the my friend's name.
Image from here, Swaminathan.
Very nice, very nice. I think we're able to.
So, coming to his background, he failed more than 1,000 times to invent
10,000 times. People say even 10,000 times, 1,000 times like that. You are right. You are right. So every time he considers, I understood what I should not do. So then let me just try what I wanted to do, like that, in that way. Very nice. Thanks, Timesh ji. I think you were able to bring a very, very nuggets from Edison's story. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. What a profound statement. I think I already put the name of the person, right? She's Helen Keller. I really salute this great woman. You know, she's born blind. People say born deaf, dumb, like that. But the kind of work that she has done is incredible, incredible. In fact, I do not know whether I made mention about it. There is a guy called Nick. Did I mention it in the last session? I don't remember. Probably I've said it in some other client's place. Nick Divojic, like that. A guy who does not have arms, who does not have legs, like that. You must have seen that video. It has gone viral 4 or 5 years back, like that. He is able to ride bicycle. He's able to play golf. He's able to swim. So many things like that. Probably we can share that video anytime like that to this group. I think he's also one person I got really inspired, just like that of Helen Keller. This is one statement I would like everyone to use this as a part of self-talk. Before the mirror, one should be able to stand and then say, whenever, anytime the self-worth goes down, I would like people to state this. What lies behind me and what lies before me is nothing when compared to what lies within me. I think such a very powerful statement. I want people, this will be, even they can make that as affirmations or even self-talk like that. I think this statement is very much valid relevant for Helen Keller. Abraham Lincoln, I think you must have heard about the story of Abraham Lincoln. I think failures after failures, like that. Love failure in his practice, again vice president. At last, he became the president of America. Actually, we say, right, misfortunes never come in single, but in battalions, like that. I think Abraham Lincoln had that kind of challenge, but he was able to weather that. So, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, I have been talking. I think I want to really know and check your understanding, right? Whatever that we have seen, spoken, we'll have a small quiz, right? Our friend started with a riddle in the beginning, and I can't, no way can match with the quality riddle questions that what our friend has given. But nevertheless, I have put the quiz questions based on whatever that we discussed. You have to say either A or B. What mindset helps you view failures as learning opportunities? Is it fixed mindset or growth mindset?
growth mindset.
Okay, you said that answer. You unmuted and said, okay, fine, fair. Adversity always has a negative impact on person's
No,
life.
false.
It's false.
Yes, sir, answer is also coming.
Dr. Sabesan, you're giving the answer.
Actually, it so happened, my animation, I did not do that last minute run. I think I admit.
Okay.
Which of these is not practical tool for removing adversity? Avoiding all challenges.
You are right. You are right. You are right. Absolutely.
What does reframing mean in the context of it?
I don't want to give the options now. You have to tell the answer.
Turning
What I'm able to
obstacles-
learn.
Learn. Okay.
Seeing opportunity in the adversity.
Absolutely. You are right. Changing the way we look at the situation to find the positives. You are right. The last question.
Edison.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes,
Edison.
absolutely. Absolutely. Good. Fair enough. So, dear friends, I think we have talked so far all about adversity. So, any question? But I really want to put a strong foundation on this. Topic is adversity to advantage. That's why we have spent so much time. But still, I am very confident that we'll be able to do justice also to that. I'm confident. Okay. So how will you define resilience? What do you mean by the term resilience? We have been using this term for after COVID more frequently than not. What do you mean by the term resilience?
Living.
How you could, okay, let me just put the answer. How you recover quickly from your difficulties and adapt to the changes, not surviving, but thriving. Here in this context, I want to bring this resilience mindset. Resilience mindset is a combo of two G's. It is now we are in 5G, but actually I'm talking about 2G here. Growth and grit. Growth and grit. We have spoken about what does the word growth mean in growth mindset extensively. But I really want to bring the term called grit here. When you say grit here, it is a combo of passion and perseverance. It's a combo of passion and perseverance. Mere passion, no use. Mere perseverance without passion, no use. You need both. The person who introduced the concept of grit is none other than a most celebrated psychologist called Angela Duckworth. I want you to go through her TED video, several lakhs of views that she was able to gather. She worked for a consulting company. She entered as a teacher, teaching mathematics in one of the schools. And after that, she's actually the president of the character lab at University of Penn. Angela Duckworth, amazing, incredible person. You will, in fact, all Toastmasters can definitely have the feel and flavor of how she actually communicates. I love her diction, the voice, the accent, the tone, pitch, timbre, everything like that. In fact, she is one of my inspiring, what I could say, role model for me as far as the communication is concerned. Angela Duckworth. Thomas Edison's grit and resilience, classical example for that. You have a grit tool. Jyotika ji, in fact, I am very happy to share a book on grit of Angela Duckworth to all the leapers here. By tomorrow or day after, I can send it through either Jyotika or Reenu. Everyone will get a book. Please kindly go through that. It will really help. I think as a token of my appreciation for the wonderful way that you demonstrated, I really enjoyed the first half of the today's session. Right. So resilience and adversity. Resilience means what? What's the answer?
Bouncing
B,
back
B,
and
bouncing
adapting to
back and
challenges.
adapting to challenges.
Very nice. Brilliant answer. B.
Growth mindset.
Right.
So this resilience building strategy. Seeking social support.
You are right.
Building strategy. Yes, seeking social. Grit. Passion and perseverance for long-term goals.
Long goals, long-term goals. You are right. Very good. So you have understood the entire concept. Okay. Now, I really want to ask this question, right? I want to make it as engaging as possible. That's why I'm asking this question. You know it, but I want to make it more interactive. That's why I'm saying, can you recall any one particular country which is known for demonstrating resilience?
Israel.
Japan.
Wow, superb. Japan is the correct answer. Brilliant answer. Right. When I looked at the Google images, this is the thing that I got it. Some people say it's a Eiffel Tower, like that. People get confused. Still, Google has to update the image of Japan. Or probably those who are gone Japan, probably if they get a panoramic view of Japan photo, or probably Tokyo, it will be nice. But still, this is the only one photo that was available. Right. Okay. Now I'm going to ask another interesting question. Can you recall which one city in India that is consistently demonstrating resilience?
Mumbai.
Wow, excellent answer. Mumbai is known for that. Mumbaikars are known for that. Completely Mumbai ravaged by flood. The next day, all people get into the train, the dabbawala, everything, they started giving it like that, life as usual. I think I have not seen any city in India that demonstrate more resilience unlike Mumbai. Whereas places like Chennai, a small drizzle, we always declare holiday. That's a speciality of Chennai. When I was living in God's own country, he permitted me only for 1 year. After that, he sent me back to Chennai. He did not extend my visa, right, in Kerala, since most of you are there. So I stayed at Cochin. So that rain was really nail-piercing rain, rather. Lashing, downpour. I have not seen that kind of rain. And Chennaites always are afraid, phobic about rain. Okay, Mumbai. Now, spider is known for resilience. Phoenix bird is known for resilience. Ant is known for resilience. You would have seen it in your lifetime. Even teacup is again resilience, right? If you just put the tea bag, how much it undergoes that kind of, the heat and other things. In fact, we can even write a story on the lesson from the tea bag. I'm always reminded of my good friend called Prakash Iyer, who happened to be, again, he's from God's own country, and he's an IIM grad. He worked for Unilever, and then he retired from, not he retired, I think the last instinct was with Kimberly Clark as managing director. He has written several books, and one of the books is Habits of Winning, where he talks about the resilience lesson from the tea bag. Likewise, you can also learn the resilience lesson from a baby giraffe. When the baby giraffe is born, the mother actually, what I could say, hit the baby giraffe with the help of the foot, and the baby giraffe fell, say, 10 feet away from her. The mother started doing at least 5-6 times so that the baby giraffe should be able to stand on her own, should be able to walk on its own, run on its own. So that's the lesson that you can draw from baby giraffe. Never mind how hard you fall, always remember to pick yourself and get up on your feet. Now, my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask this most important question to all of you. Please focus and give your answer. I want you to put your answers in the chat box. Is Jyotika nearby? I'm not able to see her photo here.
I'm
Okay.
here.
Okay, fine. So I want Jyotika to help me. How many people are choosing this one and that one? I'm going to show the second one. First, I'm showing the tomato. Do you want to be a tomato or a tennis ball? I think that's a metaphor I'm using for this resilience in your lifetime.
So mostly tennis ball than a tomato.
Yes, tomato, when you hit it on the wall, it gets smashed. I think it will not be able to bounce back, whereas tennis ball is able to bounce back. The very purpose of having this session, adversity to advantage, you have to emerge like a tennis ball. You have to behave like a tennis ball, right? Bounce forward. Okay, let me just give some corporate cases, my dear friends. Now I just pause for a while, Jyotika. Really, I want to take up any questions from them so that let us all be aligned from an understanding perspective, from a cognitive perspective. Have they all got that clear understanding? Now I'll come to the application portion. So I put this session into two parts, understanding and application. Application without understanding, understanding without application, both are sterile and blind. So any question that you get, probably I will use 5 minutes, then after that I can move on.
Doctor, I had one query.
Please.
Shall I? Okay. So we all understand the importance of recovering.
I think you can
and
first raise your hand, introduce yourself, and then ask your question.
Sure. Yeah, let me do that.
Go ahead, Sunil. Go ahead. Just introduce yourself now.
Yeah, sure. This is Sunil from HP Element Toastmasters Club from Bangalore. So I'll start again. So my question was, we all understand the importance of recovering and bouncing back during an adversity, but how to make it seamless? How to make it less painful? Do you have any?
Which we are going to see in the second half of the session.
Sure. Okay. Thanks for that. Yeah.
Yes. Jyotika, it so happened, this is the midpoint of the presentation slides. What we are having. So I have to cover the second half. And again, time is 8:30 only. Still, I have got 1 hour. In time, we are following up. In case I overstretch, please show the red flag so that I can speed up and then increase the speed. Okay,
We
fine.
have one question, one hand raised. Go ahead,
Yes.
Sarvana.
Yeah. Hi, Dr. Swaminathan. My name
Yes,
is
yes.
Sarvak. Yeah, from Greenwich Toastmasters Club. My question is regarding when we are talking about the resilience, and one of the solution you have provided is professional help. But finding the professional help is very difficult, like in the sense like who is the right person to identify, right? So that's where it gets started. So how to overcome that kind of an situation?
Okay, I got your question. You have one person as a professional helper who is talking to you right now, right? So already you got one referral service here, number one. As I
Okay.
said earlier, if the problem is beyond my capability, my realm of competence, where I always maintain a professional boundary, I will definitely refer you to my network of professional helpers and then go about. There are also professional mental health service providers who are actually doing a lot of service in the recent times. There is one professional mental health firm called Mind Peers and Mind Peers. And I am an empaneled coach there, where I have been coaching for the last 3 months, and I have almost touched the lives of around 35 people, and I have clocked more than 100 hours of coaching with those people, and I got interestingly very good feedback about how I come across to them in terms of providing the necessary help and all that stuff. You can definitely reach that kind of forum. Mind Peers is there. There are also many other firms. Currently, I'm attached with, that's why I'm mentioning. Anyway, we can have a private conversations about other service providers. Hope I have
Excellent.
answered.
I will, yes, of course. You are my focal point now. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Yeah.
Jyotika, I think with your consent, probably I will take the question later. I think let
Yeah.
me just move on.
Sure.
So all of you have heard about the Starbucks turnaround, right? So every company has got what I could say downturn and then again turnaround success story like that. I don't want to get into that. You know Schulzberg, right? Howard Schulz is really a iconic leader I always admire. He's a guy who always gives importance to training, training, training. In fact, one day, I don't remember the year, he asked all the Starbucks outlets to close the operation for 4 hours on one particular day. No Starbucks outlets were opened. And everyone was wondering, what are you doing there? He said, I really want to train those staff to make the best barista coffee. I really want everyone to produce the best barista coffee so that they'll be able to have the superior customer experience. So I give importance to developing people. I always say, I want you people to be like Howard Schultz. I always tell the sponsoring manager who nominate the team members for attending online training program, when I do the sensitization for the managers of the participants, I say, you should be like Howard Schultz. You should allow your team members to spend the 2 hours with me. At the time, don't pull them from the training program and then ask them to talk to customer or anybody. Even when you are in the training program, you tell them, I am undergoing a training program. Can you please give me 1 hour time? I will immediately respond to. Every customer will understand that. No, you have to tell immediately. Unlike our current generation, here and now, then and there, everything like that. Not of that type. Customers really understand. So Howard Schultz really known for making Starbucks turn around, brand revived, profitability restored, global growth resumed. He has the courage to face the hard truth, focus on core values, rebuild strategies. The second one is what I call it as Netflix. I think no one can miss the power of Netflix or the presence of Netflix, how it has moved from DVD rental to streaming. And I think the rest was the history. Quickly adapted to, invested heavily, global streaming platform. Everyone is watching movies in Netflix. Even a boy of 6 years, 7 years old is quoting Netflix. It's all because the turnaround they made it at that point of time. So key takeaway, embracing change and innovation. HMT did not do. That's why it collapsed. I'll give several examples for that. All pale, it faded and then paled into oblivion. Apple's comeback, Steve Jobs was even sent out. Then again, he rejoined what I could say, the Apple. It was near bankruptcy, focused on innovation, iMac, iPod. I think the rest was history. Visionary leadership, tough decisions. Among these 3 leaders, which leader do you really admire? The examples that what I have shown. Do you have any specific choice?
Steve Jobs.
Fantastic. Very nice. Good. Each one is different from one another. They are not having the same kind of experience. Good.
All of them say Steve Jobs, by the way.
Very nice. Great to hear that. Okay. So now we are coming to the most important area called reframing adversity from breakdown to breakthrough. That's what we are going to see right now. Any kind of adversity, it creates unpleasantness, it creates some pain, it creates some discomfort, it creates some inequilibrium, it creates some restlessness, it creates some kind of denial feeling. So many things all happening in the brain. A person with emotional intelligence alone will be able to manage such kind of adversity better than those who lack that. So people with emotional intelligence will be able to convert that adversity into a moment of insight, the real bulb moment. You'll be able to use and press the lever of resilience and then be able to convert that adversity into advantage or adversity into growth. Now, how does EI help leaders transform? This is what we are going to talk about. We said why, we talked about what. Now we are coming to the most important thing called how portion of that. Dear friends, becoming leader is not a rosy path. It's not a bed of roses. It is full of thorns, full of responsibilities. In fact, Jyotika was mentioning about the ownership. You spoke about accountability. You spoke about daily discipline. You talked about habit, micro habits, micro actions done on a daily basis, in a recurring basis, turn out to be best practices become habits. We always have 21-day challenge, 45-day challenge. I did one program for a CMC machine at Coimbatore. The program It happened, say, 40 days back. The day one, we had that challenge. So today is the 42nd day challenge. Everyone is demonstrating the right behavior, and then they logged in, put it in the Google Drive, and then they updated in WhatsApp. Today I have done my challenge. Today I have done my challenge, 42nd day, 43rd day. Still 3 more days to go about. They are almost near to the destination. The adversity will be overwhelming, frustrating. All we have spoken about it. But I would say hardships are the greatest teachers for us. Adversity is a great teacher for us. Only through adversities you will be able to see the character getting formed, reformed, shaped, transformed, and things like that. Sweets are the uses of adversity. Leadership is not about avoiding problems. It's how to move ahead with courage, clarity, and heart. Here, in this context, emotional intelligence assumes much more significance. I'm slowly entering to the topic of EI. Then we'll look into the EI lens. Then we'll see each one from a reframing perspective. Okay. Quick recap. I think I was told that already you had an understanding of what is EI. Can you please tell me what does EI mean to you in simple one sentence? And Jyotika has to help me picking up the right answers, 1 or 2. I don't want to hear everyone. Just pick up. It's your choice.
Just waiting for them. Self-awareness to social awareness.
Okay.
Think and react.
Think and react. No, it's not wrong. It is wrong. Think and respond, not think and react.
Okay. Ability to understand, manage the emotions of our own and others.
Fantastic. They nailed it. Nailed it. Brilliant. Big round of applause. Who is that person who said it very, very nicely, clearly?
Bhavna.
Bhavna. Thanks, Bhavna. Brilliant answer. Ability to understand one's emotion and manage one's emotion. Understand others' emotion and manage others' emotion. That is what we call it as emotional intelligence. And that insights, that data points will help us to make appropriate, well-informed decisions. Fair. So let me just move on to that next. It has got 5 components. Actually, it should be self-awareness, self-regulation, self-motivation, then empathy and social skill. What you should look at is green, orange, red, dark blue and light blue. I think that's the way. The right hand side are all the self portion, and the social skill and empathy are others. Self-awareness all inside, self-regulation inside, self-motivation inside. Empathy is with others outside, social skill with outside. That's the way you should be able to understand emotional intelligence. This is what Daniel Goleman talks about in his model. Okay, fair. 5 core EI competencies. Now we have come to the most important thing, the power of EI in managing adversity. Dear friends, if you don't have EI, you will react. You will be reactive. Whereas if you have EI, you will have clarity and you will respond. You will move from reaction to response. If you are only reacting because you are not demonstrating EI. You are able to respond because you have got emotional clarity. Number 1. Second is, you always assume and judge about people. You become opinionated if you are not having EI. If you have EI, you will always be curious. You always want to suspend judgment. You tend to be non-opinionated, tend to be non-judgmental. You tend to be non-directive, understand the context as is. In other words, you tend to have extraordinary degree of contextual intelligence. People without EI will have mindset. People with EI will have growth mindset. Here, rumination. Here, it is reflection. Blame, withdrawal, whereas it is empathic communication. Stress accumulated. Here, resilience being built. I think this is the way you can distinguish people without AI and with AI in managing adversity. If you are okay with that, let me just move on to that next. Yes. Why EI matters in the workplace. I really want to spend 2 minutes on this. The rise and fall of leader is all because of the presence and absence of EI. Many people have been saying that intelligence cannot be developed, cannot be developed, cannot be developed. It gets stagnated and it will not grow beyond a age. But Carl Dweck actually said, no, it is not like that. Intelligence can be developed. Talent can be developed. Talent can be nurtured. Talent can be grown. That's why the growth mindset comes. But right from the beginning, emotional intelligence is one construct which we always say you can always develop EI till the age of 75, 80. That's the real good news. Most of the leaders who have been shown the exit door is not because that they lack the technical knowledge or domain knowledge, but they lack the EI skills. That's why they have been shown the exit door. A very celebrated author I always admire, a person called R. Gopalakrishnan, RG, who was with Tata group of companies, who was with Hindustan Liver, has written a book called Crash. That book completely talked about how leaders were shown the exit door by the company because of the absence of emotional intelligence. He was able to talk about around 15 to 16 stories worldwide. In fact, he was able to even showcase Vishal Shikha also, who was with Infosys, who was previously with SAP Lab India. Now he is on his own. Not because that he lacked the emotional intelligence, but he was not able to get along with the cultural milieu of Infosys like that. It's more the culture alignment issue, right? So I want you to even refer to that book. I can even mention it in the WhatsApp group, or probably I will share it to Jyotika as well as to Reenu. You'll be able to know the book title, everything. So for teamwork, for collaboration, for conflict resolution, for development, resilience during change, for all these things, EQ matter a lot in the workplace. I think if I say further, it becomes rhetoric. I don't want to go further on this. Let me just move on to that. So first one is called as self-awareness. Self-awareness is the first chapter in the book of leadership. In the book of leadership, what I am feeling, what I am thinking, what I am doing, what is happening around me, what is happening inside me. You need self-awareness, internal self-awareness. You also need external self-awareness. You need both. In fact, I had the distinct privilege of listening and viewing the video of Jyotika on Johari Window. Fantastic video, Jyotika. I think, though I mentioned through thumbs up, but your video on Johari Window, the tool, everything, what you explained, is a wonderful gateway to understand the one self-awareness, the open self, hidden self, blind self, unknown self, and all that stuff. Self-awareness is very, very important. What I am feeling, why? So without awareness, emotions become reactions. With awareness, they become data. So you need the self-awareness. You need to practice self-awareness. Recognizing your emotional pattern, recognizing the emotional pattern of others. This is what you call it as external self-awareness. More importantly, my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, I know that you have a strong vocabulary, you have a command over the language, English. You are able to even on par with Samuel Johnson in terms of the words, the command over the language. But what I really recommend you is you should be strong in the emotional vocabulary. There is a wheel called emotional wheel. If you just Google, you will be able to see the lot of emotion, shades of emotion, unhappiness, sorrow, then disappointed, disgusted, dejected, despair. All these words have got different tone of meaning, shades of meaning, and shades of feelings rather. I want you to look at the entire emotional wheel and get yourself familiarized with the emotional vocabulary. Only when you have the emotional vocabulary, you will be able to understand what type of emotion that you are undergoing. I am frustrated. I am irritated. I am disappointed. Each one is different. They are not one and the same. They are the negative emotion, but still the shades are different. There is a clear difference between that. Sometimes it's a subtle nuance differences between that. Label the emotions. In other words, name it to tame it. This is one technique that you can always follow when you are practicing self-awareness. Let me move on to the second one, self-regulation, most important critical skill with leaders whom I have worked in the last 15 years. This has been the major issue. This has been the sponsor's brief. Dr. Sabesan, will you be able to really help this guy manage his emotion, regulate his emotions? There are people who are immediately call the person and tell about their emotion. It could be from your home friend. It could be from the official friend. The boss will immediately type a message like that. Your behavior is totally not acceptable. He can even wait. He can pause. He can give some time. He can put it in the draft. Probably next day he can even talk about it. Even spouses also. There are some spouses, if any some minor variation happened in the house, immediately calling the spouse, why it has happened like that. After talking about it, the person gets that sense of sigh of relief like that. This is what I call it as, I request those people to moderate their responses. The triggers will be there, but I want them to moderate, reduce it. This is what I call it as emotional moderation. Learning to pause before responding. I really want to talk about a technique called stop technique. Right? I will tell what the stop technique all about. Stop, first of all. Sometimes we use the stop technique for thoughts also. So many recurring thoughts, unwelcome thoughts coming. We always, as a therapist, we say the word stop loudly. Then it will stop for a while. You will not get one more thought. Stop, take a breath, observe your inner thoughts, and then proceed. Replacing reactive habits to intentional response. Move from react to respond. Staying composed, staying grounded, staying centered, even among emotional tsunami, emotional storms. This is what we call it as self-regulation. Self-regulation, the brilliant example is Lord Rama. Another example is the cool Dhoni, MS Dhoni. The last over, we were all on the edge of the seat. We have all kind of emotions going in our heart, whereas that gentleman will remain calm, cool. You can't even decipher what is going on in his face. You can't even. MRI cannot. CT scan cannot. That is where Dhoni is designed by the divine. It is a perfect designer's classical example. There are people who have got designers manufacturing defect. There are people of that kind. We can't do anything like that. People with manufacturing defect, we can't do anything. This program will not really work. They are designed, wired like that. Sorry, I think I'm going to a negative way. Unless they have that self-awareness, that's what I'm saying. It can be worked upon, but if there is no self-awareness, if there is no self-regulation, there will be a problem. The third one, I call it as empathy, which I always love this term. Empathy, what do you mean by the term empathy? Probably we can just get the answers from I have been talking for a while. Empathy. Jyotika, you should help me.
Yes, I am. I will. Understanding others' feelings, being in other person's shoes, feeling with others, putting ourselves in others' shoes, understanding things from the other's perspective, accepting others the way they are, giving space to listen to their issues.
Very nice. So, lovely, lovely. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I completely concur with whatever that you have said. Standing in the other person's shoes, stepping into the shoes, all these things are fine. Alfred Adler is considered to be as one of the trinity of psychology. Sigmund Freud, Alfred Adler, Carl Gustav Jung. They are the trinity in those days, just like Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. In those days, Sigmund Freud, Jung, and Adler. Jung and Adler were with Freud in the beginning days, and after that they parted because Freud gives lot of talks more about sex and other things. They actually parted away from Sigmund Freud. Just leave that story as it might be, as it is. Alfred Adler gave a brilliant definition for empathy. Still, I love it. You will also love it if I say it. Empathy is seeing from others' eyes, listen from others' ears, feel from others' heart. What a profound definition on empathy. If you really like this, you can show your happiness or your acceptance through emojis. Adler will bless all of us from the heaven, all the leapers. For a long life and happy Diwali also he will wish. What a statement. See from others' eyes, listen from others' heart and listen from others' ears and feel from others' heart. Having said about empathy, my dear friends, still sometimes we go overboard. It becomes misplaced empathy. In fact, I request you to refer to my LinkedIn posts. I have written one content on, I don't remember when, a case on misplaced empathy. Sometimes we tend to stay in other person's psychological world too long. We are not able to even come out of it. And thereby, not only you make their life dysfunctional, you also make your life more dysfunctional. I really want to touch upon and give you another story on advanced empathy, right? In a place, London, you have London Bridge. You always have the rhyme, London Bridge is falling down. We become nostalgic when we say the rhyme. Always cops stand there, always prevent people go near to the bridge. One day, one guy rushed near towards the bridge. It was almost 7 p.m. in the evening. The cop said, don't go, stop, stop, stop. The person said, I want to commit suicide. Why do you go to such harsh decision? Please share your story. I am there to help you. I am the professional helper. I am the helper. Please share it with me. So that guy started sharing his stories, the grief, everything. 2 minutes gone, 3 minutes gone, 5th minute gone. 6th minute, what happened was the cop jumped into the river and he collapsed. And this guy was actually looking at it like that. It's a classical example of advanced empathy. So I don't want to go to advanced empathy. There's a caveat here. So you have to be super careful on that. Again, have a moderation. When adversity narrows our perspective, empathy expands it. Agree. You have to understand the other person's. Agree. But understand and come back to your own world and start empowering. That's what I'm saying. Your role is to empower that person. Your role is to encourage. Encourage is nothing but inspiring. Courage is encourage. Inspiring courage is encourage. What is the story? What is the story behind the story? What is said? What is unsaid? What is offsaid? All these things you have to understand, right? For which empathy is very, very important. Perspective taking. In fact, in the recent times, it is not just empathy. You've got cognitive empathy, affective empathy, behavioral empathy. Like that, the studies on empathy is expanding day by day like that. Barack Obama said long time back when he assumed charge as president of America, he said, America does not have any deficit. We only have empathy deficit. He mentioned it in his presidential address. So empathy is important, but empathy helps us in perspective taking as far as converting adversity into advantage. The fourth is called as motivation. Motivation is always in a state of flux. On one day, we are highly motivated. The second day, there is immediately drop and dip in the motivation. So what is actually expected from us is motivation reconnects to who we are, what we are, like that. On the other hand, adversity disconnects us from why, whereas motivation reconnects us. As I said earlier, don't ask this question, why me? Why me? I'm all born along with my siblings. Why me? There are people, they have got, why me? Don't ask this. What can I learn? What I can do from that? How can I move from the current status quo to the better one? I think that's the question you have to ask for all kind of adversities. Cultivating grit and optimism, and then have a matured version of your future, how my future would look like. If I start demonstrating motivation on a daily basis, have that passion, getting up, go extra mile, push my own envelope, stretch myself. If I start doing it, how the future would look like. Start visualizing a brighter future, bold future, and great future like that. So I also would recommend you to write the resilience reflection journals. What kind of adversity that you had, how you managed it, and how you reflected on, how you are able to convert this into opportunities. I want you to document and journal it. The fifth one, what I call it is social skills. Simple. You have to ask for support. You can ask for support only when you have networking skills. If you don't have networking skills, or a private person, you never interacted with anyone, none of the neighborhood knew who you are, what you are doing, you can't make the best use of this particular component. What is important is networking is important. I always say in all my sessions, networking person is a networthy person. That's why we have, thanks to LinkedIn, LinkedIn connects every one of us. In fact, I should always stay grateful to, but for LinkedIn, I would not have been here. Jyotika knows about the story already. Yes, big thanks to LinkedIn. So networking is very important. It's a stabilizing force for everyone if you start demonstrating social skills. Let us just look upon 3 important cases, my dear friends, from the corporate perspective. I think most of you would have seen it in your lifetime. Passed over for promotion. Everyone wants to be promoted every 2 years, 3 years. I have one coaching case who said, in fact, he lives in Singapore. In fact, I'm going to have conversation coming Sunday. He said, in my first 6 years, I got 6 promotions. Now I have completed 12 years. The last 6 years, I haven't got even 1 promotion. I get stuck up here. Even when I apply outside, I don't get a call. Even if I get the call, I attend the interview, I did not hear anything from the HR. What to do? I think I am at crossroads. Can you please help me, Dr. Sabesan? We are working out with strategies. So you have to apply from EI frame, because these are all the things which are very, very relevant to you. That's why I took up this as an example: missed promotion, adversity, EI frame, self-awareness. I feel disappointed 100%. When others are getting promoted, your family members are promoted, your brother is promoted, cousin is promoted, niece is promoted. When you are not promoted, you feel disappointed. You can't even have a proper conversation in the social circle. You think about it, you brood about it. They may even ask you also, what are you? Self-awareness. You feel disappointed, understandable. Instead of shutting down, I want you to acknowledge and manage your emotions. Okay, it happened. What can I do now? Am I going to celebrate the negative emotions throughout my life? What am I going to do right now? Right? At that point of time, you should have an empathy. Don't blame your manager or a boss. Our immediate reaction is blaming the manager. There must be some reason for why I am not given the promotion. There are certain shadow sides. There might be some overused strengths also. I'm so good, too good to people. I'm not giving any hard feedback to any of my team members. As a result of it, team performance has gone for a toss. I'm not able to even work on that. I always have the disease to please. I always don't want to ruffle feathers with anybody. I don't want to settle scores. I don't want to give you hard feedback. I always tend to be seen as nice and good person, goody goody. So management thought, okay, he's a people pleaser. Why should we consider him for higher promotion, higher responsibilities? He'll not be able to really make an appropriate, what I could say, the decision. So you have to empathize. Look at it from your boss perspective. See yourself. Why leadership made the decision. Clarify what skills that I need to develop next time. Go and have a straightforward talent conversation with your manager. Identify the developmental gaps. What you can do that. Get a feedback meeting calmly, constructively. You understand what I'm saying? Now I am coming to the brass tacks. I have just talked about the brass tacks. I have taken the case number 1. Please share with me your thoughts. Are you okay? Have you understood? Do you find this kind of scenario is relatable scenario? You would have had it earlier, or probably you may have it also. But still, this particular insights will give you enormous amount of clarity, even move forward when you grapple with such kind of potential scenario in the future. Greater clarity, renewed drive, and improved skills. Now let me move on to the case number 2. Organizational change, restructuring, layoffs, quite common, quite common. What to do? When Brook Bond and Lipton merged together, I do not know how many of you are aware of the tea called Brook Bond tea. People from Kerala remember Kannan Devan tea, right? I could see smiles in everyone's face. I understand how relatable the Kannan Devan tea to all the, what I could say, the denizens and citizens of Kerala. When Brook Bond and Lipton, they were all the inveterate opponents. They see each one as Pakistani. This is just most like India-Pakistan cricket match kind of. When Brook Bond guy is there, Lipton guy will not be there in that street. He'll move to the other street. When Lipton guy is there, Brook Bond. But Hindustan Liver arranged that, enabled Brook Bond and Lipton merge together. So when merger was going to happen, there are a lot amount of insecurity, anxiety in people's head. EI frame, I notice fear, there is uncertainty. What will happen to my job? What will happen to my life? What will happen to my future? Self-awareness. Empathy. Not only me, the leaders also at the top, they may also have that kind of pressure. They also have the heat experience. Not only me. Have that empathy. Not only you. When you say others also, you always get that sense of relief and comfort. I give you an example. Power drop, power breakdown in your home, power shutdown. Oh, all have gone. What is the first immediate reaction? Go and check the neighbor's house. Neighbor's house also no power? I'm happy. Neighbor's house there is power means you will be totally restless. How come the neighbor has the electricity whereas I don't have it like that? Okay. So empathy will really be able to ease that kind of pressure, stress in you. Others also have it. When I have COVID, I am really under stress. The entire street is full of COVID. We'll celebrate. We will celebrate. Probably raise the toast and then celebrate. Motivation. Focus on what is within my control. Control the controllable, accept the uncontrollable. It will be in the form of skills, attitudes, what else and what not. Advantage, develop adaptability, lead others through ambiguity. This is the advantage. So we'll go to the third case, the case 3, negative feedback, very, very common. Really, I want to share my experience also at the end. Now, let me just walk through. Definitely, you would have got a negative feedback from your manager when you are working. Definitely, you would have got a negative feedback. Not all managers are goody-goody to the respective team members. At least at one point of time, negative feedback. And all the people here, from their spouses, they get negative feedback every 1 hour, every 2 hours like that. Yes or no? Very, very difficult. You can't say, I was a good boy yesterday. No. Your wife said, yesterday has gone. It's a cancelled check. Today, you are not like that. Today is more important. I took you there to Kulu Manali. I took you to what I could say, Switzerland. That's okay. What about today? This vacation, this weekend, Diwali. Take us out like that. So the demands, sorry, I think I'm telling not only my story, people can also relate to their stories also, right? Having said that, let me come to the real thing. When you get a critical feedback, the EI reframe is self-regulation, pause. When you say pause, probably you may tell 1 to 100, 100 to 1. You can go for a walk or you can take H2O, water. And all these things you can do that. So more you pause, you get that real confidence, clarity. Even in public speaking also we say, right, pause, take a deep breath. These are all the things what we always say. It's all motherhood dictums. Empathy, feedback may reflect their expectations and not personal judgment. And motivation, use it as a data for growth. Whenever negative feedback is given, my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, people experience SARA. SARA is an acronym. S stands for shock. A stands for anger. R stands for resistance. And finally, A stands for acceptance. The SARA will not come on the hour 1. It will not come in minute 1. No. When I was given a feedback, not a negative feedback, I got a rating, right? Not a desired rating. I expected a green rating. That means I've exceeded the expectations. I did it. And I have been continuously updating my manager about it, about all the things which I went beyond my role. I was heading knowledge management. Not only I did the knowledge management, I did the facilitation, I did the coaching work, I contributed articles to the company's intranet, right? I started engaging with the other stakeholders like IIM Bangalore and other people. I was able to even take part in college functions and enhance the brand visibility. Notwithstanding, I only got this much. So I was in a different frame of mind. Because of the anger and shock, my way of talking was completely different. I never expected this manager like that. Then that kind of feeling was there for 1 hour. Then night I was tossing and turning. In organizations, these are two types. Good organization, bad boss. Bad organization, boss. Good organization, good boss. Bad organization, bad boss. But at the end of the day, big boss matters, not the tele show or anything like that. Ultimately, whatever the big boss says, the managing director says, accordingly, promotion will be decided, increment will be decided. It's not by your boss like that. He has no control. Hope you understand what I'm telling. This is a stark reality, ladies and gentlemen. You find fault with that person. Your guy has to go and present it before the super boss. Super boss has to go to the MD. MD says, this year, no promotions at all. Please ask them to get retained the same. Next year, you will think of. So you will start questioning the judgment of the boss. So it is beyond the control. So you should be able to have that empathy. That is very, very important. Use motivation as a data for growth. Strengthen performance, improve relationship, and build emotional resilience. So these are all the typical things. Technological disruption. You should be able to have the growth mindset. Digital readiness, workplace conflict, you should have the empathy, collaborate. Whenever conflict is there, collaborate. Have connections. Career setback, reinvent yourself, rediscover yourself, find your ikigai, find your true North Star, what you are good at, what you love. Have the personal mastery. Most importantly, burnout challenge, have self-care. Give the digital rest, have that detox, all that stuff. Convert failures into what I could say, adapting to the failure, and then decide what can I do now with all the skill sets that I have got, the capabilities that what I have got. Then loss and grief, these two will pass. I think that kind of approach you should be able to take. People who lost their near ones will be totally shattered on day 1. Day 2, better. Day 3, slightly better. That's why in our culture, they give 15 days for them to recoup and have that renewal and recovery. Right, the first 15 days. Slowly, steadily, you'll be able to. Some people will have identity crisis also. And then with increased self-awareness, they'll be able to rediscover their passion, revisit and all that stuff. Okay, fair enough. Now, question is, among that list, which of that resonates more with your current phase of life? Probably I can share this with Renu. You can always reflect it in the peer huddle and all that stuff. You can always have a discussion. I just put it here, but still you have got a lot of time for you to reflect on how did your emotional intelligence help you navigate it? What did you learn about your inner strengths and all that stuff? Very important. What new mindset you require to convert the future adversity into advantage? My dear friends, I really want you to practice this, takeaway practice, the reframe routine. Very, very important section of the day. Whenever you face adversity, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, ask these questions to you, right? What is happening around me? What is happening around me? Ask this question loudly. In fact, you can go to the restroom and ask this question. Don't ask when you are in the bus. And then who is the reason for that? Dr. Sabesan is the reason. So you have to blame Jyotika, not me. She is the person, the culprit behind she inviting me like that. I will simply bug pass. Okay, right. So what is happening? Jokes apart, what is happening? Observe without judgment. What am I feeling? Very, very important. That's why I want you to master the emotional vocabulary. I said it in the beginning. What am I feeling? Name that emotion. Name it to tame it. Name it to tame it. Very, very important. Third, what is within my control? Focus energy where it matters. You have been hearing it many times from many people. Focus energy where it matters. Fourth one, very, very important. What can he learn or do differently? What can he learn or do differently? I think this is what I have this problem, yet I can overcome it. I really want to use the word yet. In fact, Jyotika and me were talking about the power of the word yet yesterday in our evening conversation. Jyotika can allude to what I have said, the power of yet. The yet will bring a big shift, a seismic shift, not a paradigm shift. It's a seismic shift. I think that will be the right word. Probably I use the metaphor, the seismic shift. I want everyone here in this group, ladies and gentlemen, one actionable commitment for the next 30 days. I will respond to adversity by catch the bull by its horn. Catch the bull by its horn by using the reframing questions. By using the reframing questions. Whenever it comes, I will not, what I could say, crushed. I will not really be bulldozed by adversity. I will not be bulldozed by adversity. I will catch the bull by its horn. I think that's the approach you should be able to take. Can we control? Definitely we cannot control everyone in the world. We can't control. We can't control what happens to us. We can always control how we respond. How we respond. You must have heard about the story of a gentleman who is getting ready to the office. He's having the coffee and breakfast with his family, with his wife and the daughter. The daughter actually, just by accident, inadvertently, caused that coffee cup to get splashed in the shirt. So the entire shirt of that gentleman got immediately tainted, spoiled, like that. The father started shouting at the girl, "You are careless, totally useless," all that stuff, kind of abused the daughter, went up, changed the shirt, on the hurry, forgot the suitcase, got into the car, oversped, caught by the cop, paid the fine, reached the office, mind was not in the office, thought about what happened, evening returned to the home, nobody in the main hall, everyone in the separate room, daughter in separate room, wife in the separate room. None of them talk to that guy. Who actually caused this incident? It's not the coffee cup. It's not the police cop. It's not the daughter. It is his reaction. It happened to everyone. Okay, fine. Small word, big reaction. My dear friends, please take this. I have learned it hard times in the last 30 years of my married life. Every time I sometimes fail. Small word, big reaction. Your spouse is always waiting for that one small word, small trigger. Once, I think Srigari is laughing and smiling. How, Dr. Sabesan, I think you are a real mind voice for me. How you are able to tell everything like that. Small word, big reactions. Always, when you are with your spouse, I'm giving extra. These are all additional inputs, Jyotika. You must permit me to quote all those things like that. So always listen to your spouse and think twice, thrice before even you utter one particular word, and then go about. Then you will have a wonderful, blissful life like that. Blissful life, not blissful wife. Okay, you already had. Not you will have. Already you had it. Right, you have to live. Okay, so there is nothing either good or bad except thinking makes it so. In fact, I was telling in the beginning, events don't disturb people. Interpretation of events disturb people, right? So your self-talk should be, I will keep on trying till I succeed. Abraham Lincoln is a classical example. Gajri Muhammad is a classical example. I will not complain even if I don't get my way. That's a growth mindset approach. Fixed mindset approach will always complain, will always find excuses, will blame others. I'll make the most use of my time and strengths. My dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to take up this as your philosophy of work life and also philosophy of life. Live today as if that today is the last day of your life. Give the best. Give the best. Either you should add value to people or you should get added value by others. Either you should add value to others and make a difference to others' life, or you should get value added by others, or by books, or by videos, or through programs of this kind. I will change the things that I can, accept the things that I cannot. I am reminded of the serenity prayer. Oh God, grant me the serenity to accept the things what I cannot, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. That is a serenity prayer which I always love to mention in all my sessions. This is very, 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 very important. I will survive these two, not immediately, but sometime soon. 200% profound statement. No grief, no sorrow will last forever. No happiness will last forever. Nothing in the world is constant except change. These two will pass, will be the greatest philosophy. Everything that is happening is for good, happened for good, happening for good, will happen for good. I will tell one small story. Once upon a time, you would have heard about. Once upon a time, there was a king. He had a minister. A visitor from Kashmir gave a basket full of apples. Out of inquisitiveness, he took one apple. The king took one apple with the help of the knife. The finger of the knife, the finger of the king got hurt. Profuse blood coming out. Minister, instead of calling the doctor, the minister said, "It's only for good that you met with an accident." King got really pissed up, totally unhappy, dejected, immediately sent him to the prison. Minister was sent to the prison, and king has been continuing to rule the country without the minister. 3 months have gone. The wound started healing. He went to the forest on his own, galloping in the horse. At one particular point of time in the evening, he was caught by the hunters. Hunters caught hold of the king. They wanted to give him human sacrifice. They have developed a fire. They want to send him, put him inside the fire. When the people around, all the leader of the hunter group said, "Please check the body of the king right from top to toe," they found that the finger was not proper. It was actually, what I could say, had some broken finger like that. Then they said, to Goddess Kali, he's not the right object, right person to be given. Just release him free. He was super happy, with all happiness, wanted to thank the minister. On the other day, he said, "It's only for good that you met with an accident." So happy, rushed to the prison, opened the prison gate, then immediately complimented the minister. "Wow, I think you are really a great prophet. I really want to compliment you. I want to give this kingdom to you like that, so I become the king." He said everything out of euphoria. But immediately, the king had a doubt. "But you are keeping quiet like that." Minister said, "Had you not sent me to the prison, I would have accompanied you along with you in the forest. My life would have been taken by the hunter. Good that you sent me to the prison," right? This is what he said. So, according to Bhagavad Gita, whatever happened was good. Whatever happening is good. What will happen is also good. Ladies and gentlemen, with this note, I would like to say this: let us all live by hope. So far, I've been talking only about adversity, 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 like that. That means the manifestation, no, universe will only give adversity to us. No, you are just canceling all that, whatever that you have learned so far. Cancel, 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 cancel. You are only going to talk about hope. Every night we go to bed, no guarantee that we'll live, that we will get up tomorrow. But still, there is a hope. We plan for the day. Whenever there is, whenever the road, it is not a bend. It is only a bend, not the end of the road. Hope is nothing but happening of positive expectations. Hold on, pain ends. Not work from home, but work from hope. That is very, very important. Hope helps you to cope with difficult times. Dear friends, key takeaways: adversity will become an opportunity advantage if you happen to see through the lens of EI. With that opportunity, you will know better. You'll be able to respond instead of react. You'll be able to grow stronger, wiser, and more connected with others. Thank you, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, Jyotika ji, for the wonderful opportunity. The time is 9:25, 5 minutes, as Indigo flight always reaches the destination 5 minutes earlier. I am ready for taking any questions from your end.
Swaminathan sir, I have one question that I have been holding on for the last 25
Yes,
minutes.
can I just, what I could say, stop the screen sharing so that I can see you directly, the Srihari. Yes.
Yes, sir. So this question came to me when you said growth mindset. It was so beautifully said that it is grit plus resilience. Now,
Yeah.
I have a counter position that I would want to discuss here. Now, this position is from a survivor because a survivor is also resilient.
Yeah.
But how different is a survivor from a growth mindset here? Like a survival mindset to a growth mindset.
Yes. See, we are all surviving. We are not thriving. Right. You need growth mindset to move from survive to thrive. Hope I have answered your question.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Dr. Sabesan,
Yes, sir. Yes,
there was
madam.
there was a comment in the chat box, and I just want to highlight it to you. So probably you could give some clarity here. One of our leapers says talking to seniors or supervisors feels too scared, or supervisors too feels scared. I don't know. Okay. Yes, but talking to seniors or supervisors too feels scared, overthinking. What would they think? So this is a statement. Could you add a little bit of light to
Absolutely.
this? Throw some
Absolutely.
light.
See, we always tend to think what others will think about us, what others will evaluate, how they will evaluate. Will they evaluate me in the bad light? This is what most of the thought process of many of the people. But I really want to admit very clearly, no one is thinking about you in the world. Please understand that. What others will think, what others will evaluate, like that. They are all in their own cognitive world, busy with that, including your mom, dad, son, daughter. I have an elderly son, and Jyotika also has an elderly son. They are all in their own world. We are thinking about them. They don't think about us. They'll think about us when they want something from us. That's all. My son is coming day after Sunday. He says, we'll go to that film. I want to make yourself available. That's all. 2 sentences, talk over. I said, I'm preparing for toast. Okay, we'll see. I don't think that I will get a call from him tomorrow or day after. I will only see him on the day. That's it. They are all in their own world. So let us not be scared. Number one, the word scare, I want you to take it from your dictionary of life. Napoleon removed the word fear from his dictionary. Fear is nothing but false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. You tend to have unnecessary fear. He is not. See, my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to speak the truth to the power. I want you to speak the truth to the power, to your manager, to the supervisor. Come what may. Stand and live the value of truth. Very important. Don't be afraid of anyone. They are not lion. They are not rhinoceros. They are not cobra. They are not scorpion. I think when you are afraid of that means you are not confident about your capability. I want to go below the iceberg. You feel you are unsure of what you wanted to speak. You are not able to even catalog your strengths also. There are many areas what you are strong, whereas your manager is not strong. It's exactly like Johari window. There are many things you know, manager know. There are many things both of you do not know. There are many things you know, manager does not know. There are many things manager knows, you do not know. That's all, simple. So being afraid of anyone, you should be afraid to tell a lie. You should be afraid to steal. You should be afraid to do the gossip. That only you should be scared of, not with individuals, anybody for that matter. I want you to develop courage. Courage is very, very important. The opposite of timidity is not compliance. It is lack of courage. Okay, fair.
Go ahead, Sharanya.
Hello, sir. I
Yes,
just had a
madam.
question.
Please, madam.
There was this part in the session where you spoke about without EI and with EI.
EI. Yes, yes.
There was one entry which said rumination and reflection.
Uh,
So how would you, where is the line where you would say,
yes,
I'm thinking to
absolutely,
reflect and I'm
absolutely.
thinking to ruminate?
Very nice. So when you say ruminate, it leads to brooding. It leads to brooding. Why it happened? What happened? In real reflection, you look into the causes. You look into the symptom. What went right? What did not go right? What can I do differently? If others are in that place, how they could have done it? Why I have done that? So you will be able to do all kinds of what I could say appropriate SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunity, threats in reflection. In rumination, it is all about the negative portions, brooding, kind of, right? I think in that way, I was able to put it like that. But as you rightly said, the dividing line is very, very, very thin. But I approached it from that perspective. But thanks for putting it. When I just entered that, I knew that there will be one person asking that question. But I am super happy that Sharanya asked that. Otherwise, I will feel guilty tomorrow. No one asked this question. I think I want to really give a big round of applause. I think if I have the emojis now, I can do that. No problem. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, Bharatwaj, please go ahead. Sharanya, you can lower your hand.
Sir, in some situations, whether we are, when I am considering about my health, when a health or burnout challenges something, if I am considering, if I want to be resilient, at the same time, I have to be empty towards my family. In that cases, how to handle the situation? Why? Because at the same time, I want to be resilient with my health, but at the same time, I want to feel empathy towards my family. Why? Because they are taking care of me. Because I face it this tough challenge too. When I was suffering from COVID, I was almost bedridden. No one was around me. I am feeling alone inside. And I was there on the hospital and I was on the bed, but my family was struggling outside to protect me and to save me. So that is a very difficult phase of my life, which I came through now, but still in future, if any that kind of situation arises, how to handle that situations? Because
see, I look at it from two angles. See, one, you are showing gratitude here today because your family was able to stand on their own without your presence, support like that, managed it effectively on their own. In fact, more than you, your family demonstrated more resilience in your absence. You get my point? Rather than you, number one. Number two, whenever you are actually, it should not happen. Touch wood, it should not happen. You said in case future. I really want to say that I want to bring Bruce Lipton here, who said that beliefs change the biology of the individuals. Beliefs change the biology. Meaning, even if there is cancer, I should be able to say that, yes, it's going out from my body, right? I address to the body, it's going. All the cancer cells are going out from my body, Keep on repeating it and have the strong faith. There are several cancer survivors who are all in the third stage, is able to still lead a life with absolute health and also with fine fitness. How come? It's all because of the beliefs. Even we can have a separate session on that. I'm super happy to do that, right? How beliefs, if you could be able to rewire it correctly, it will even convert that all kind of health challenges where you'll be able to even illness to wellness. You'll be able to move from illness to wellness. Thank you.
Any questions? Yes, Barinder, go ahead.
Dr. Sabesan,
Namaskar ji.
Namaskar ji.
Yes.
How easy it is as per you, your experience for the person to change? Because do habits change? One of my questions. One of the analogies I feel, I'm just completing.
Now you want to tell other questions also, or only this question?
addition to this question.
Yes.
Let's keep it short. It's
I-
already 9:36. One question each so that we can cater to all. Barinder will go
So
with the first
this is
question if you
important,
don't
huh?
mind. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Go ahead.
Habits.
It
I will
won't
tell
be
you.
able to complete. Let me complete the question. Do habits change? See, we all have seen our parents and ourselves also with our spouses. We argue on same 3-4 things throughout our lives because we are trying to change our spouse in our way of thinking. Same our parents did. For 40-45 years, our father and mother on 4-5 things they argued. And same we did. So do people change as per your experience?
I will answer this question simply. Usually habits die hard. That's what we have been told. But still you can develop, cultivate new habits. You get my point what I'm saying? I am a guy who always known for getting up late for the first 20 years of my life. All my family members who have seen me in my childhood refuse to believe that I get up at 3:45 every day morning and then I slog, say, 15 hours, 16 hours, 17 hours, 18 hours. That was the habit that I had for 23 years. I always get up at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. Right. Now, completely changed. I have become a new avatar. Usually, sons change once they get married. People say, you have changed after you get married. Yes or no? Are we hearing it or not? Completely changed. So, I think Bharatwaj is completely acknowledging. Right, fine. There are many people of that. Okay, so what I'm saying is habits change. Habits also don't change. It all left to the individual concerned to take a conscious, deliberate call and decision. Even if you give me 100 crores of rupee, can you get up at 8 o'clock? I cannot. I cannot. I get up at 3:45, 4. Unless I'm given sedation, strong sedation, I may not be able to get up. So habits change. But this habit, what I have changed, it's not going to change. It will be there for my life, rest of my life. But my earlier habit changed to current habit. Hope you understand. Anyway, I want you to go through the book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. That will give it will give a clear answers for all your question, Barinder Singh.
Sarvana, and then Sweetie,
Yeah.
then we can close the session.
Yes.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
All
I will
right. Go
ask
ahead.
quick
Yeah.
question. Yeah, Dr. Swaminathan. Regarding this is regarding empathy. Okay, you said like taken like my quick question is that don't when you do empathy couple of times, don't you think that they will take an advantage like
Absolutely.
our subordinates or
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. It should be a guarded empathy. Guarded. You should be able to offer empathy to those who deserve. Undeserved empathy, misplaced empathy will only invite troubles, problems, and difficulties. Right? It is just like you yourself dig a grave for yourself. That's all.
right for so in that case if people we know already, then we know that how to deal with that empathy, like whether we should give an guarded empathy or
Yes,
unguarded
yes,
empathy.
yes.
Right? But unknown people, it is very difficult. Like we should set the state or set the boundary or something like that.
Absolutely, absolutely. You said the answer. I think boundary management, you can't show empathy to all Tom, Dick, and Harry like that. It's your utter foolishness, rather. Yes.
Okay.
Foolish pity spoils the city. There's a proverb.
Okay. All right. Sweetie, over to you.
Yes, thanks, Jyotika. Good evening, sir. Good evening, all. So, my question is how can I strengthen my resilience and emotional intelligence when confronted by a manager who seems to seek conflict or maybe bring in negativity to the team environment? What practical steps can help in not absorbing that toxicity from him?
Toxicity.
Yes.
Toxicity. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I got your point.
Yeah.
See, two ways of looking at it. If you are not enjoying the journey in the bus, get down from the bus. Number one. You can't keep on, what I could say, adding all those things inside you and suffer at the end of the day, where you get exhausted, you become burnout, right?
Yes.
The best thing is to get out of it. Otherwise, I want you to practice appropriate self-care, right? You should only listen to what is appropriate. For other things, it's all crap. I want you to think like that and then have a clear boundary management in all the relationship like that. That's all. I don't want you to emotionally invest and then give all the things. You be so spontaneous, authentic, genuine. See, simple, sweetie madam. If you
Yes.
every day, if you give, say, 10 ounces of milk to scorpion, what will scorpion will do in return? It will bite you.
Yeah.
So they are like that. So the best way is to keep a boundary and then practice your self-care, continue to work and then mind your work and then move about. That is the resilience as such, because you can't unnecessarily fight with them where you will lose. It is just like breaking your head near the mountain like that. You just mind your way, go upon. Life is larger things where you can work, operate. Don't fight with that guy as such.
Yes.
Right? It is organization's misfortune. We have got a person of that kind. That's all. But that's what I said. Good organization, good boss, bad organization, bad boss, like that combination. So best thing is you can't survive. So best thing is get out of that. Otherwise, build bridges, do the work and then go about like that. Don't be carried away by whatever that you said. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. This
Thank
actually helps. Yeah.
Super.
I think we really have to have a separate session for Q&A session with Dr. Sabesan, because seriously, I mean, this session was mind-blowing, and I'm sure we all still have a lot of questions. But I do not want to disappoint who have already raised their hand. So if please everyone can bear with us, we'll just answer those questions. I feel it's important. We have one question in the chat box before Pradyumna. How do you maintain empathy when you disagree with someone's opinion or behavior? Kalyani asks this question.
See, when people are there, differences are there. When people are there, there are differences. There is no difficult people, there are only different people. Either you can agree to disagree or disagree to disagree. That's all. But way of putting it across. As far as your ideas are concerned, I beg to differ. I got your idea, but does not align with what I'm having. Say it with, this is what I call it as assertive empathy. It is not just empathy. It's an assertive empathy. You have to tell. Assertively, you have to show your empathy and agree to either agree or agree to disagree. I think that's the answer. Again, I have written on all content in LinkedIn. Please go to my LinkedIn page, assertive empathy. You will be able to get more examples on that. Yes.
Right. One last question from Pradyumna. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hello, sir. Actually, the question is simple. The same thing what Sweetie asked, but the thing is, in the place of manager, what if there are parents?
Okay, I think very, very interesting question. Very interesting question. What age you are? I think I really wanted to know. If you are 25, 30, you are adult, you can have your own life, right? And they can have their own life. I'm not saying that you should ditch or desert your parents or anything like that. Stay away from them. Parents are also individuals. They also have their own idiosyncrasies. They have their own preferences. They have their own biases. They have their own prejudices. They have their own predilections. They have that, right? Give them the respect, but still have a boundary, what much you can take up like that. And that too, when you get married, the scenario will be much more serious and also challenging. So at that point of time, you have to really support your spouse, because the spouse has left her parents and then probably taken you as the ultimate source of inspiration, living, everything like that. And stay close to your parents and still be of support to them. At the same time, also take care of your spouse. I think that's the way I should look upon. It's all depend on which stage of life you are. Supposing you are a boy of 8 or 9 like that, you have to live with that. So only focus on studies, go to your friend's house, study, and then go to common place and then study like that. So it all depend on which stage of life like that, but we can't give you a same one answer to all like that.
All right. Thank you very much. I I hope, Pradyumna, that answers your question. I don't know, I'm speechless actually, to be honest, I'm speechless. So I have forgotten what I have to say, but all I can say is, Dr. Sabesan, it was mind-blowing. Honestly, truly from the bottom of my heart, it was mind-blowing. I had so many takeaways. Let's just unmute ourselves and give Dr. Sabesan a huge round of applause.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I give everything to the divine. I think divine is the reason for my performance, not me, not me, not me. Only divine alone, right? He actually does it. I'm just an instrument, that's all. Sound box. I show my gratitude to the divine. Yes, thank you very much.
Today's topic has helped so many of us, each one in their own stage of life, own mindset, own problems. And I think this session is definitely a defining moment for our leaders. We've come here as leapers, we've come here as leaders, but first and foremost, we are individuals and we are all having our own set of problems, set of mindset. And I think this is definitely a defining moment, defining session. Thank you, Dr. Sabesan.
Thank you very much.
I don't know how much I can thank you, but I think leapers will definitely today not say, why me? But they'll say, thank you for choosing me to be a part of Leap 3.0. As a token of gratitude and thank you from us, all of us. This is a very small token, Dr. Sabesan. It's no match for what you have done.
No.
But please accept this token of gratitude
Thank you very much.
The Leap team, Leap 3.0 team from District 121. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I had so many takeaways. I have actually taken a lot of notes, but what really stood out for me is a lot of things stood out for me. But I think you'll have to, I mean, there was so beautifully Dr. Sabesan said that asking for support is not easy, but we have to open those avenues where we can get support. And LinkedIn might seem technological, and we've been stressing from the very beginning, please open your profile on LinkedIn, please be there. I think today Dr. Sabesan has stressed out, very clearly stated, it's important to be on LinkedIn. And that's where we met Dr. Sabesan, and you know what has happened. So great things can happen there. Again, please be there because your network is your net worth. Thank you very much. Again, I think I'm a little lost today. I would like to now hand over to Daryl, and then I'll probably recalibrate my mind and I'll come back. So over to you, Daryl.
Thank you very much, Jyotika. Before I proceed, let's all come on video and click a group picture. So I'll give you 5 seconds to maybe comb your hair or come in front of your laptop. And everybody, 3, 2, 1, smile. Right, so this is screen 1. Moving on to screen 2. I like Nitin's face. Screen 3. Fantastic. Thank you so much. All right, now let me move on to what I have to say. Let me start by just give me a second. How many of you are in the festive mood? Diwali is around the corner. I'm sure you're all getting ready to celebrate the Festival of Lights, but hey, we have a little bit of commitment which we need to complete by the 19th of October. You know that at the end of the session, what comes where I speak about the way forward. And so use the next 4 days to also reflect on all the learnings that you have had. Let me share my screen and share with you the post-session assignment. As far as today's live training was concerned. So the post-session assignment is already there in your workbook, but there are a few tasks that need to be completed. The first one is the emotional intelligence in action, where you have identify some emotional trigger that you experience under pressure, note it down. What would be your initial reaction? And after incorporating emotional intelligence, how would you react? Right? So that's what you need to document. You can take 3, 4 different situations during the course of these 4 days that you experience and reflect and note down your thoughts. The second one is your EI toolkit partner, where what we would ask you to do is build your own personal resilience toolkit using the different techniques that we discussed in Dr. Sabesan has discussed with us during the session. There are a few daily practices already there. You can refer to that and um, re- add your own resilience toolkit. The third aspect is how you turn insights into action. So there are a few prompts given in your workbook on how you and what you have to do is probably reflect on that. Turn those learnings into daily practices. So, like Dr. Sabesan said, name it to tame it. What are 3 emotions that you often experience in high pressure situations? Based on what you learned today, you can probably write down 2, 3 strategies that help you. So, a lot of insights that you have to convert into action, and actions speak louder than words. So, that's how we need to pave the way forward. The fourth task is your reflections and action plan. So, any emotionally charged situation that you have been through, any adversity that you have been through during the course of, say, this 1 week, or even before that, if you have gone through, how would you apply emotional intelligence in order to handle it? How have you gone through that situation after applying emotional intelligence? So these 4 are immediate tasks that you need to complete. The last 3 tasks are more futuristic. So it's over 3 weeks. You can, of course, start it today, but submit it at the end of 3 weeks. So the first one is the EI Action Commitment Tracker. So any particular EI area that you want to focus on for the next 3 weeks. It could be empathy, it could be self-regulation. So what is that focus area? What is the action item, and have you implemented it? Right? Keep tracking it over the course of 3 weeks, and I'm sure you'll see the difference in your leadership and in your life as well. A couple of weeks ago, we had an activity where we had to choose an accountability partner. And I'm sure all of you have one in this lead group. So again, speak to that particular account, team up with that person, and share your situations with that accountability partner. What did you learn from them? And what small win did you achieve after implementing this? Speaking to them, and learning from them. So again, track this during the course of 3 weeks, and uh, you'll see the difference. The last one is the final reflection, which is from reaction to resilience. So at the end of 3 weeks, there are a few questions that we want you to reflect upon. For example, how has your response to adversity shifted since 15th October 2025 after attending a wonderful session? What was the biggest insight you learned about yourself? What would you thank your future resilient self for? So reflect on these questions and see how you have changed over the course of 21 days. And they say it takes 21 days to build a habit. Probably after 21 days, you would have built changed into a new habit. So this is the week forward. Please work on this in the next 4 days and submit it to your mentors by October 19th. And then, of course, you can go and celebrate Diwali with your family and friends. There are a few more tasks that I'd like to remind you about. Like Leap Chair mentioned, post your reflections on today's session conducted on your LinkedIn profile, and I'm assuming all of you have your LinkedIn profile created. If you have, please go and type a Y in the chat box. If you haven't, that's your cue or that's your encouragement to go and create a LinkedIn profile for yourself. I hope you're following Leap 3.0 on social media. Go ahead, share your thoughts, and appreciate our trainers on our Leap 3.0 LinkedIn page. Now, the feedback form has already been shared in the chat. I will post it in our WhatsApp community as well, but I would encourage you to fill it in by today. Uh, Now, over the last few weeks, the feedback form has not been filled in by everybody. I'd like to remind you that there are different parameters that we are taking into consideration while we score your performance. So one is, of course, your attendance in this session, in our sessions. Second is your feedback form, whether you have filled it in or not. So if you have not filled it in, then you know that you have not. We know that your performance is not up to the mark. So please make it a point to fill it in by today. There are reminders being put multiple times. So team leaders, please follow up with your group and ensure that everybody fills in the feedback form at least this time or starting this time. Pathways Mentor Program. We encourage you to complete the short-term mentoring project by the 29th of October. I had released a poll this morning, and let me give a huge shout out to 4 people, that is Adrian, Sunil, Rachana, and Lata, who have completed the short-term mentoring project. Good job. A lot of you are on track and aiming to complete it by 29th October, so keep going. Those of you who have not started, here's a nudge or here's a push, yeah, nudge, I would say. I would say push, nudge to complete it by the 29th or as soon as possible. And also, if you haven't reacted to the poll, please go ahead and do it by tonight as well. The last one is we have a session on healthy conversations. That is the 10th live session happening in January, but there is a particular form that needs to be filled by the 19th of October. Either Renu or I will share it in our community. So please go ahead and fill it in. It just takes less than 5 minutes of your time. So do complete it by the 19th of October. That's it from my end. Please put in your best for the next 4 days. And like I said, you can then celebrate Diwali because we do not have a session next week. It is the one Wednesday following that. So with that, thank you. And back to you, distinguished Toastmaster Jyotika, our lead chair.
Thank you very much, Daryl. Thank you. That seems to be a lot, but it's not a lot. It's just that you have to form those habits. For anyone who feels that you are lagging back, please, lagging behind, please get in touch with your mentor. We are here to help you out. All you have to do is take that initiative and reach out to your mentors or to any one of us if you need to. Earlier, when I started off, I spoke about finding it difficult to submit your assignments. I hope you've got the answer in this session of Dr. Sabesan. It's not about finding those excuses or bringing those excuses into the forefront of why you cannot submit these assignments, but finding a way out, working out a way out. And I'll give you one example what happened. Last week, I've been receiving a lot of reviews from our leapers, and those are the wins that they've had. And one conversation I had with Sujit, I would like to name you, all right, Sujit. Sujit Venugopal currently is the team leader of Group 7, right, Sujit? Right. Now, what he told me is that while I was speaking to him, he said that I'm not an avid reader. So there's material that's given, right? And then he finds it difficult because he's not an avid reader. But he found a way around it. He downloaded an app that helps him to get it. It's an audio app, right? Sujit, would you like to say something about it? What exactly it is?
It's an app called BookSnap, where I get the full idea of a book and I hear it because I am not an avid reader. I'm not a savvy reader also. So it just gives me the whole content of that into points so I can understand it and I work on that.
Okay. These are the books that we recommend. Now, this works for him. So you don't have to stick to what is being told. You can work a way around it, the one which helps you and try to see if you can get this done. All right. So in case of any limitation of not submitting your assignments, ask for some extension. I'm not saying ask for it all the time, but that extension must be complied. It's not that you take extensions after extensions, because there's also a marking that is done because we want you to be accountable and take this program seriously. So we've completed 45 days. Can you believe it? We started on 1st September. 3rd September was our first session, and we've completed 45 days in this program. So I think all of us can give ourselves a huge round of applause, because that's quite an achievement, because we're all together in this. There's a lot of hard work, both from your side as well as us, and we've come this far. So thank you very much, even to our mentors who've been there with you in this journey. Earlier, Dr. Sabesan mentioned about the Johari window. Johari window, and you'll probably be wondering, what is this Johari window which Jyotika has recorded, right? Now, if this Johari window is not applicable to all of you at the same time, this is available to the team leaders who complete 1 month of their time period. However, if you wish to get a review from your team, please feel free to do it. Please go into our YouTube channel. The video is uploaded, which tells you how to follow the Johari window, or how to conduct this conduct this entire exercise, and where you can find this online exercise. It's an online exercise, very simple, but it is quite thought-provoking, and you can understand, create self-awareness of what your team thinks about you and what you think about yourself. So it's basically enhancing the relationship with yourself as well as with your team. So it's a great exercise to do. However, my recommendation is, for the leap, we are only asking the team leaders to complete it at the end of the session, end of the 1 month that you complete as team leaders. So team leaders have already had the conversation with you. For those 2 or 3 who have still not found the time to call me, I believe there shouldn't be a reason why you didn't call me. It's 3 days already that you have not called me. That itself is a time for you to reflect whether it was the right thing. I think it just takes about a day for you to call me back, but please call me. I'd like to have a conversation with you. And please ensure that your time as a leader, 1 month of the time that you have, what different can you do? What impact can you leave with your group? What impact can you create as a leader? Some people say, oh, I want to see what the other leader has done previously. But what if the other leader has not done anything? Are you going to lead? Are you also not going to do anything? So go with the mindset of, what different can I do? How different can I be as a leader this time? 1 month can be too short a time. 1 month can be too long a time as well. It depends on how you take it and what impact you want to create. So that's it from me. I think, again, find a way out. We are all leaders. We are all individuals. We are all I would say matured individuals. We're not students here in primary school. So we are mature individuals, and this particular program is for adults, and therefore take the initiative. Do not wait for others to give instructions. See how you can make your environment better, yourself better, and your entire sessions better. I hope you've enjoyed this session, and we're going to have another session which is going to be peer huddle, like Daryl said, and this time it's on 29th of October. The next week will be for Diwali celebrations. So wishing all of you a very happy, those celebrating, a very happy Deepavali. Wishing you prosperity, festival of lights. May it bring a lot of happiness, success, good health, and prosperity to you and your family. Wishing you a very happy Diwali, and speak to you on, or meet you on 29th of October, same time, 7:50. Thank you very much, and the meeting is closed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Wishing you a happy